Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. It is so good to be back. Oh, I'm excited. We're going to be doing curved swords, often considered to be like the best type of weapon in this game. So I really have no excuse if I'm out here struggling on like Champion Gundyr again like I was last time. That was disastrous. Super amazingly named curved swords character. Hell yeah. Went female this time because we've been a dude for 3 times in a row. Might as well mix it up a little bit. I went ahead and did Life Ring as our starting gift this time as opposed to the souls that I usually just get. I just kind of want to mix it up a little bit, I guess. Not like a huge reason behind it. So the big thing with this weapon class is, first of all, we can actually start the game with a weapon already from this weapon class. But the big thing is small, or I guess not necessarily small, just very fast attacking slash weapons are pretty much king in this game. So just anything that can attack fast and efficiently like this is really just a huge boon for the run. And it has been quite a while since I've done a fast dex type build for this game. I hesitate to even do a weapon showcase with this weapon because it is, if you were not aware, the best weapon in the game. I'm not joking. The sellsword twin blades are often considered to be the best weapon in the game. So if you've seen this game, you've probably seen these weapons. You know what? Let's start off against Gundyr. Let's beat him up a little bit. We'll show you what it's all about. Dark Souls 1, I love ya. It feels so good not playing Dark Souls 1 right now. Oh my god, do you see how I just dodged diagonally to the right? Holy shit. We're advanced gaming right now. There we go. Yeah, these weapons are pretty good. But we'll go ahead and show off these weapons. What makes these special, even among the other curved swords, is not too many of them have it, is you actually have 2 of them, but it counts as 1 weapon. So you only have to upgrade just 1 of them. Because when you 2-hand it, instead of holding it 1 weapon with both hands, you just have 2. So instead of using your usual light attack combo that you'd usually do like this, if you press what would usually be the block button, you just attack with both weapons at the same time for a completely unique attack chain, which you will want to be using 100% of the time as opposed to just attacking with the 1. You can't do a heavy attack. You just kind of do like a slash thing like this. But that's not what you use this for. You never charge attack with like a dex weapon, you know? You know I gotta bust out the notebook and pen here in a second. Bet your sweet bippy I'm still using a physical pen and paper. I mean, I guess technically we can go ahead and give the sellsword twin blades and a good old check mark. We've used it. And because they are considered the best and so overused, I don't think I'm really going to use them much. Maybe if I'm pushed to my limit with like endgame shit, maybe I'll use it just to get by like a hard boss. But honestly, I haven't used, I don't think, any other weapon in this class. So I don't know how this run's gonna go. I assume it's going to be the easiest run you can possibly do in this game, solely because this one weapon is so goated, but I don't know if that actually is going to have the same success with the other weapons in this type. But I'm pretty sure we can get our next weapon just right off rip from the Shrine Maiden here. Yeah, Scimitar. Go ahead and pick that up. I think we're going to use this from now on, to be honest. We used sellswords for that one fight. Everyone loves it. We all clapped. We all cheered. It was a fun time. But I think it's time that we use literally anything else. So one-handed moveset is the same. Still very fast. I really dig that. Charge heavy is going to be the same. But this one, you actually don't get that split weapon thing. You just simply pulled it with both hands, which leads to that moveset. which I don't think is better because it takes more stamina to swing like that. And you're not really getting a huge strength bonus, I don't think, because it's not a strength weapon. Yeah, it's a E-scaling strength. So we're pretty much just going to be using it one-handed. We might throw like a shield back on or something. And of course, as always, we're going to do tree skip because it's not a Dark Souls. And I did it first try. Oh man, this run's going to be awesome. You know, I can't help but notice I haven't used the running attack on this. Does that suck? That has like no range. You're like hitting the floor with that running attack. That's kind of ass. Unless I'm just missing something. I do believe it's actually going to be a hot second before we get another curved sword to play with. I believe Catacombs is our next one, maybe? It says you get one from Greyrat as well, but I imagine that's probably what you get for like sending him on his first or second expedition. I don't imagine he'll sell that right off rip, so might have to wait a little bit for our next one. So this is kind of weird. This is the first time I'm doing a run on a game I've already played on the channel before. I did toy with the idea of doing Dark Souls 2, but I don't know. That is a game that I have extremely mixed feelings on. Like on the best days. I don't know if I want to publish my experience with it for people to laugh at me on the internet forever, you know? Maybe that just stays a me thing. I did just make an interesting discovery. This weapon, like the piercing swords in Dark Souls 1, does not let you do the kick. It does like a slash backflip, which is so strange. I about just had an existential panic attack. I just picked up a Mailbreaker. Oh my god. At least they made it a dagger this time around. Oh my god. Man, if you weren't here for that Dark Souls 1 video, all piercing swords, be grateful. That was miserable. Or specifically the Mailbreaker was. That I will maintain, if you're not counting like the obviously like made to be useless weapons like the broken straight sword, I straight up think that the Mailbreaker is a strong contender for worst weapon in the game. That was like a religious experience, getting to see that weapon in action. That was insane. I just can't believe someone was like paid to like make that weapon, you know? Like I can't comprehend it. I was trying to rapier. I'm already getting flashbacks twice to my last run. All right, let's see how Vordt treats us. Go ahead and get that electricity going. Pretty decent damage. This is +1, by the way. I did go ahead and upgrade it once. I'm not playing that whole let's not upgrade until I end up, you know, breaking a controller over my own forehead, you know? I'm not doing that again. And there goes Vordt. I got frostbitten at the end there, but other than that, that was hitless. Yeah, seems like a pretty basic weapon. I think overall, not being able to power stance like you can in Elden Ring and Dark Souls 2, I guess, really hurts this weapon class in the long run, because it's not like you could just put another curved sword in your other hand to make it do like that double hit thing. Like if I were to put, you know, sellsword in my other hand, like when I press the L1, it doesn't attack with both. I just attack with my left hand, or I just attack with my right hand. I can't actually successfully hit with both, which really sucks. This weapon really shines with your dual-wielding capabilities with it, with the flow nature of a curved sword. It's kind of how I feel with like curved great swords, and why I'm not really a fan of those, is it feels like it attacks slightly faster than like its non-curved counterpart, you know? So if it's like a curved sword, it attacks a little faster than just a straight sword, but the lesser damage isn't really worth it to me. That is, unless you're dual wielding, in which case its DPS skyrockets, and that's not an issue anymore. I think aesthetically too, I just kind of prefer a straight sword. Like, it's very basic, but I just think they just look good. This is where we take our first death, by the way, just so everyone's aware. I can just barely not two-shot these guys. Huge lag spike, by the way. Okay, I somehow didn't die there. I was so confident that's where my first death would be. Oh, and I can confirm that Grey Rat does not sell the sword that we need currently, so it's gonna be a minute before we can get our next weapon. So you know what, I might just swap between the scimitar and the sellsword twin blades just for variety's sake, because like obviously sellsword is goated, but I feel like it would get kind of stale if I just used this for the next, you know, 2 hours. Oh, I remember you grinding you for my greatsword playthrough. That was miserable. This is also the part where I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all of the love I've been getting. Pretty much from the get-go, since day one of me starting. In the past 24 hours as of recording, my Elden Ring video just exploded in views, like out of nowhere. Like it doubled its view count for some reason, like, you know, a week after I released it. I have no idea why. I just thank you. It's now my most viewed video. Originally having, you know, half the views of my first DS3 video, my first video just in general. I don't know what happened, but a lot of people are seeing it and just thanks, you know. I think the part that's special to me about it is I think just like the watch time I'm getting. Like, people aren't just like clicking on this shit and being like, wow, this guy, it sucks. Like, they're clicking on it and they're like staying on it, which is so surprising to me. And I'm getting, you know, a very steady stream of subscribers, which of course I'm so thankful for. Yeah, I mean, as of recording, we're at 42. You know, a day ago, it was like 37, you know? Like, I don't know what's been going on. I mean, by the time I'm like on session 2 of this this video I'm recording right now, it'll probably have gotten like 5 more just out of nowhere for no reason. But yeah, not to drag it on too long, just thank you. Oh, I'm embered here and I'm being invaded. No. You know how we feel about NPC fights around these parts if you've been here. This is a quit the game sort of situation. We don't want to deal with that. Do I intentionally kill myself to unember so I cannot fight this NPC? Is it worth taking a death count solely because fuck this dude? It might be. I'm gonna be so honest with you. We'll go a different way for now. I'll just put that off. I don't want to fight an NPC. I don't want to fight a Dark Souls 3 NPC specifically. They are mean in this game. Infinite stamina have an ass. Like, come on. I will not die to this demon this time. I swear to you I won't. I think it was that move that one-shot me. That one time. What are you doing? That's what you're doing. You almost just one-shot me? I will not die. I refuse. I just had a whole anime moment. Sigurd, what the fuck are you doing over there, my man? Get your head in the game. There we go. Finish him off, buddy. Come on, Sigurd. Get him. You got it. One more. One more, Sigurd. 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 Why are you trying to parry him, Sigurd? There you go, buddy. That's my boy right there. Just casually grab the best ring in the game. All right. Well, it's at least my favorite ring. I don't know about the best ring. I never put on the silver serpent ring. God damn it. Oh my god, I just wasted so many souls by not having that equipped. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh man. That's the one that increases the amount of souls you get per kill. I've already killed 2 bosses without it. I just missed out on all that extra money. I thought I was a little underleveled for this area. That sucks. Only got 11k on me right now. I haven't leveled up a single time since I've been to this area. Oh, that sucks. That kind of sucks. All right, let's go lose to the NPC fight now. I think it's time for that to happen. I didn't manage to die and lose my ember, so now we just get to die. You bet your sweet bippy I'm using the sellsword twin blades. I will absolutely abuse the best weapons in the game for this guy. This guy's got his own healing potions and healing spells, and he just parried my bitch ass. That's crazy. Oh, he's buffing. Stop buffing. Oh, and he's healing. God, NPC fights are the worst, man. Who has fun doing this? Who has neurons activate while they fight an NPC? Show me one person, and I'll show you a person that's lying. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and run past it. I used all 6 of my healing pots. And he got to full health from using his healing pot, and I didn't. I had to use like 5 of them. You win this round, buddy. I just realized, now that I'm looking at it, my scimitar's a +1, but it at a +1 has the same damage that my unupgraded twin blades do. Which is very weird. Like, I hope it's not a run where it's like, why would you use anything but the sellsword twin blades? I need to find a weapon that's better than the twin blades, you know? For the sake of diversity, I really need to find a weapon that can truly hold its own. And be like, you know what? Yeah, use that over sellsword. But I do have a feeling only weapons that have dual wielding capabilities are going to be able to even hold a light to it. I have a feeling that like the scimitar is just not gonna cut it. Like, it's doing a good job at stunning enemies, but these are like basically naked trash mobs. Like, if it couldn't stun these guys out of an attack, then we would have serious problems. There we go. I actually think that curved swords are really good against the Greatwood, to be honest. I think their superior attack speed really shines in a fight where damage necessarily doesn't mean like the end-all be-all, you know what I mean? And Grey Rat should be back from his expedition, so we might have access to the next weapon yet. I'm not sure. That's just the kind of professionalism you can expect here at the Chilled channel, you know? You know this run that I planned out? Yeah, I got no idea. I'm just here for it. Yeah, Pontiff Knight's Pontiff Knight curved sword, not Pontiff Knight's curved sword. In the S-Stock, man, these flashbacks are intense. Oh boy. This one is gonna need more strength and dex, so it is a good thing that we got that ring with increased soul gain, although I just had to spend a ton of souls to get it, so we're probably not gonna have enough to use it quite yet. We can grind out a few levels if need be. It's not very much. I spent all the souls that I have, and I barely do not have enough, so just grind out a level in the next area, I guess. I forget that this guy changes depending on your character's gender.
A friend and traveling companion.
If you play as a male, like I usually do, this character is female, but if you play as a female, they're a male. I think I like the male voice actor better, to be honest. I don't know. I can't really decide. They send me into a bisexual panic. I don't know how to feel about it. I really like his voice. I would really not like to die from a giant crab and a red dude. I feel like it's gonna happen, though. Now, I would like someone to correct me if I'm wrong, but in Dark Souls 2, there's a system with weight where your stamina regen is directly tied to what your weight is. So they have the equivalent to this shield in DS2, where it increases your stamina recovery speed, but the weight of the shield itself, I think it counters it. So it's actually better for your stamina consumption if you just don't even have the shield, which is such a strange... You know what? It's the most Dark Souls 2 thing I could think of. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like a completely ass-backwards, different for the sake of being different design choice. You know the thing that helps your stamina? Let's make it hurt your stamina. Why? I don't know. Today's a Sunday. Fuck it, you know? Can I quit the game while he's here? No. This is gonna be my first death. I need to get a few really lucky parries against this guy, or else I just lose. I'm out of heals, and I already have my Ember active. Oh, there goes his heals. And he has more heals. Oh my god. Alright, I gotta go for some Hail Mary parries. Yikers. Don't choke. I choked. That's crazy. Fuck NPC fights, dude. Like, obviously I'm counting it, but I don't count that for my personal. Like, usually if I'm not recording and I don't have like a death counter or anything, I will literally purposely die to NPC fights rather than fight them. I would rather them just kill me and get it over with than have some drawn out 2.5 minute long slog of a battle against someone who just has an unfair advantage against you. I would just rather not even fight it. If it's not one of those where you can like sit at a bonfire or whatever to reset it, I just don't even care. I would rather you just actually spit in my face than make me fight an NPC fight. I think we can crank out another level now so we can use that new weapon at least. Alright, Pontiff Knight Curved Sword. It's already doing better than our +1 scimitar, so I have some high hopes for this. It looks incredible. Already, this has got to be one of the best looking weapons in the game. Like, straight up. Is it like disconnected towards the handle? Or is it just like barely connected? Yeah, it's like barely connected. Looks like it's got a hole in it. Anyway, check moveset. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. Let's see if two-handed's any different. Ooh, that two-handed is really fast. Is that how the other ones were? That seems like faster, right? Am I crazy? Oh, I'm just crazy. Okay. I think maybe what it is it's just longer. So in my head, that made it seem like faster somehow. I don't know. Don't look at me. Oh, shit. Okay, I found peak, guys. I think I found the best curved sword. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks like it's a quality weapon with its scaling with 2 stats. It also requires 10 intelligence, which I didn't catch until just now. I just so happened to meet that requirement already without investing. This is a very interesting weapon. Okay. Hopefully it requires Titanite shards and not twinkling, because I don't have any twinkling, I don't think. It sure does require twinkling. Damn. Understandable though. It's a very unique weapon. Where can I get twinkling? I think I missed one at that first NPC invasion I'll go back to. Oh, I'll find a way. I'll get this thing upgraded. I believe I also have to do this guy's side quest for one of the curved swords. So I think I did it like once in like my first or second playthrough. I think I know how to do it, but just in case I lock myself out of anything via like side quests, I do have that merchant mod that I used the first time to get that unobtainable New Game Plus weapon. So yeah, if absolute last resort, I could just cheat it in. And the point of these runs isn't really like, this sounds kind of weird, but the point isn't really the authenticity of it. It's more so just like a showcase for me and for you, just like, hey, is this worth using? Like, I always wondered, you know, what was the best of that weapon class, you know? Hopefully I'm here to give you some answers. I only managed to find one Twinkling Titanite, and it's because I just traded a Prism Stone to Little Miss Pickle Me Pickle Rum, the little birds up there. So I killed a few basic mobs out looking for Twinkling Titanite. I was very surprised about the damage on this thing for a +0. It was melting those bigger dudes. And honestly, with its length, I might actually prefer its two-handed moveset. Like, that just seems so fast, right? Like, it's gotta be the length of the weapon or something. I feel like it attacks faster when you two-hand it. I think it does. I think I have to two-hand it. It does scale more with Dex now that I've upgraded it. It's DC, so... not the comics, just, you know, your attribute bonus. Yeah, I'm really excited to use this thing, actually. I don't think it does magic damage, no? No, okay. So we'll probably use this against Crystal Sage, and I might squeeze it in for Abyss Watchers too, just because I really want to use this weapon, like, really bad. I'll squeeze it in wherever I need to. I will use it, though. I'm actually, like, so excited to use this thing. Like, it's so fun. Pretty decent damage for, like, in my head I keep thinking this is a curved greatsword. This is just a normal curved sword. Like, it's just so big and it does so, like, such good meaty damage, you know? Like, oh man, like, look at that, man. So good. Oh, it's so fun. I think this is, like, for this game at least, the perfect mix between, or the perfect balance between simplicity and style with its weapons. I might even say I prefer Elden Ring's more just stylish weapons, how it seems like every weapon has like a really cool ash. I think this is really good. It has a very strong, like, visually appealing, like, light attack combo, but it's not afraid to get kind of out there with its, like, Ash of War. We also just picked up 2 more Twinkling Titanite, so that's going to be amazing for us. And I really love two-handing it. I think it is faster two-handed. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to upgrade it to a +2 just yet. I want to wait until I get some more weapons, because I'm not sure how many are Twinkling. I think its attack speed is perfect. Oh, man, that damage with that Frostbite. Oh my god. I love Frostbite as a status. Oh man, just absolutely swept that guy. I bet it would be even better, probably objectively, when you're just one-handing it and you have like a parry shield, just so you can get those critical hits as well. Maybe you could even save, instead of like hitting them during that critical hit, you can just use your Frostbite special attack. I don't know. Like, it feels like I'm using a greatsword, or I guess like a curved greatsword, I keep saying, but it really does. And I think with the Frostbite proc you get, that debuff that comes with it on your enemies that makes them slower, and makes them take more damage, I think that blends in perfectly with a curved sword. Because the curved sword has always been the quintessential status build weapon. That is what it's absolutely best at. You know, getting like dual curved swords and then putting, I'm thinking about Elden Ring right now, but like putting bleed and frost and fuck it, even like poison, you know, for poison builds. Like it's, you know, put on like the bandit's curved sword or whatever in Elden Ring. And that's just it, you're set. But I really like this because it feels like its own weapon. Like, it feels like it doesn't have to be a status build. It's just allowed to be a good weapon as well. Maybe because you can't dual wield them, they like balanced it different to where it does more damage by itself, you know? I don't know. I mean, it already does more damage than the other two weapons just right out the gate. It does more damage than the scimitar, and it was a +1. When this was a +0, it did more. What I am worried about, though, is a late game fall off, because like so many weapons in this game in particular, this scaling is really bad. What you're seeing right here, DC, that's what it stays. I looked it up in between cuts, which is tragic. Like, this thing, I think, deserves at least a high B scaling index. I think a DC is kind of brutal. And I think that's probably why objectively Sellsword is best. Because I think if you infuse it with Sharp, you get an S scaling with Dex, which is just, I mean, you know. But in terms of just fun weapons, this is up there, man. It's such a blast. I definitely want to do like a full dedicated run with this weapon. Oh man, just cuts right through him. Great crowd control for a weapon class that usually struggles with crowd control, you know? I want to test to see how it does against the Crystal Lizard here. Also noticed it's very great with its FP consumption. Like, it doesn't use very much FP at all. Like, I won't have to level it up a single time. My mind stat. Keep in mind, these guys I don't think are weak to slash damage at all, since they're made of stone, and we're still doing good damage. I don't think there's going to be too many boss weapons, but just in case, we'll collect some scales while we're at it. I think if anything, the only thing that's getting in the way with this weapon is stamina consumption. Just because it lets you attack so fast, it's easy to kind of lose sight of like when you should stop attacking. Other than those things, like the scaling and stamina being kind of an issue sometimes. No notes. Like, I don't, great weapon. I really hope this isn't the peak for this weapon class. Like, I wouldn't even be mad if this was the peak for this weapon, but man, if they can top this like consistently with some more weapons coming through, oh man, it's gonna be so good. We're eating good today. We're eating good. So yeah, we could upgrade it again, but I don't think I'm going to. It's not gonna get much more out of scaling, and I just don't want to spend the money on it. I'm going to be really sad when we get our hands on the next weapon and I'm not allowed to use this one anymore. I mean, this unironically is like one of my favorite weapons in the game now. I'm so happy I'm doing this series to find stuff like that. All you have to do is send Grey Rat on one scavenge and he gets it. Or alternatively, you can grind for it in Boreal Valley, I believe. I was going to cut this and just like collect Titanite scales off screen, but I just really want an excuse to show off this weapon. Like, I'm gonna be so honest. Oh man. You know what? Even poise damage is pretty good, which is normally the biggest downside of these kinds of weapons. Oh man, that's so fun. I mean, granted, this is the first area of the game. I can't help it. It's just such a fun weapon. It is easily climbing my personal favorites. I know this weapon is probably good because there is no dual wielding in this game, unless it's built into the weapon with like power stancing. So that's probably why it got such a big buff, is because they're accounting for you not being able to have two of them. But like, just imagine if you could, you know? Like, imagine the sellsword twin blade moveset on this weapon. Oh my god. Oh. Today is also a very special day, because today is the day that my new Steam controller arrives, allegedly. So I don't know what I'm probably just gonna delete the PlayStation controller icon in the bottom right of your screen. It's not like it's doing like that much anyway to add to the content. I can't imagine people have already made like a UI for the Steam controller. I was kind of toying with the idea of doing like an unboxing for it and just posting it as either like a 2-minute long YouTube video or just like a short or something, but I feel like no one would care, so I just wanted to do it because I'm excited. Alright, so for Abyss Watchers, I think it's safe to assume you're probably at a +2 twinkling weapon at this point, and we are at a +1 still. So we're going to be at like a teeny tiny disadvantage, but I think this weapon is just so good that I don't think that's going to matter much. I mean, stamina is like a big thing with this guy, so I might run into some trouble in like phase 2 with trying to get attacks in. It's just this weapon has such great like combo potential that it's very easy to get greedy with the amount of attacks you can do. I always forget you can backstab these guys. There we go. Boom, look at that damage. Oh, it's gross. I'm definitely trying to keep in mind my stamina. I gotta always have like a little bit left in my tank just for an emergency heal. I feel like this guy likes to pull out just imaginary moves for his combo just because he knows you're out of stamina. But yeah, that was very clean. Well, maybe not clean. I went through 6 healing flasks, but a very good run. I didn't get to use the skill for the weapon as much as I would have liked to. I'm satisfied with that. That being said, it is time to grind for our next weapon. I'll go see to that, I guess. We're gonna do Cathedral, actually, because I looked into it, and like the grind spot for farming, you need to kill Wolnir for. So it's actually at the end of Catacombs, like literally the very end of Catacombs. So I think we should go do this one first, which is going to be much more tedious, but it makes more sense for the sake of the run, because we're going to have to do like an insane run back here to kill this guy up here, I believe. Yeah, that guy up there. This guy drops it. Let's get it first try. First try, first try, first try, first try. It can never be that easy. I guess we could take this shortcut right here. What percentage drop is this? This is starting to scare me. I can't do another Watchdog Greatsword grind. That shit was horrible. 8% drop rate, by the way. Okay, so yeah, if we just fall off there, we can go around that way. Yeah. Okay, well, my Steam controller is gonna be here before I get this drop. And would you take a look at that? Warden Twin Blades. That took about an hour, I guess. And yes, I did die once while grinding. I fell down this ladder because I wasn't paying attention. I just straight up fell to my death. What a way to go. What a waste of an ember. I also upgraded my luck stat a few times with the souls I got just grinding this guy, and I don't think it helped very much. I have 16 luck now. I think you start with like 10 or something. Okay, so right off the bat, they do less damage than Sellsword Twin Blades, and also have worse scaling, so that's great. But they do bleed buildup though, which has potential to be strong. Very similar moveset. They look sick as hell. I've slowly noticed over the course of, you know, the Dark Souls 3 videos I've done so far, I love the weapon designs in this game. They look so slick, so cool. And for our special, it's just that standard spinning slash, nothing to get super excited about. I think the main draw really is just, it does bleed damage. I have 12 smithing stone, or 12 Titanite shards. When did that happen? I do not remember having that many. You know what, let's get to the +3. Let's do it. And I think we have one sharp gem, so we could also get it scale with dex. Before I hard commit to that though, I need to look up if I can get more sharp gems. I need to know how many are in the game. Because, I mean, in a perfect world, I would want to get all of our weapons to sharp, because that's what they're made for, is they're made to be dex scaling. So it seems the farming spot for them is in the DLC, luckily the first DLC. So, but it's by those annoying crow guys. I don't know about that. Well, okay, how many can I get just in base game? They're dropped from the red-eyed curved sword wielding skeletons in Catacombs of Karthus. I think those are the guys I have to grind anyway for the next weapon. But it also says here that it's an ultra rare drop, so it's gonna be at max a 1% drop rate, which sucks. I think you only get like 2 in the game. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna infuse it. I gotta save it for if I have like a truly shitty weapon, just as like a last resort kind of deal. It's +3 already. That should be more than enough. And for this run, we do actually need to not kill Patches, just because he sells us another weapon actually, which kind of sucks because I usually kill him just to get this armor back. If you don't know, this isn't actually the Onion Knight that we saved. He actually stole that guy's armor and is pretending to be the Onion Knight, so he's about to betray us right here. But I've already killed the giants ahead of time. You know, that makes this a little easier. Okay, so we can go ahead and buy... Wait, he has 2 of them. That's kind of weird. He has a little 2 symbol next to it. 4,000 though. If he's selling 2, does that mean you can dual wield them? I can't imagine, because that's just not a thing in this game. I think we're just gonna buy the 1. I mean, if you can 2-hand it, then that, or dual wield it, that's cool, I guess, but I just don't care enough. Winged Spear, I think that one's in Dark Souls 1, and it's a really good spear, but anyway. We're gonna kind of bump into a lot of curved swords in like the near future. Well, for you, near future. For me, it's grind for them, but we'll have access to a lot of them for future, I guess. But for now, we have a new weapon. I'm gonna sound like an idiot when I try to pronounce it. I want to say it's Shotel? I'm gonna go Shotel. I don't know if that's how it is pronounced. Well, that's what we're going with. Alright, 1-hand move set. Sure is the same thing. Heavy attack. I think that's different actually. I think normally it's like a double swing. So there's that. 2-handed, pretty standard. And then for our skill, the standard slash, but that ending part might be new. What sucks about it is how short it is, so that spin is going to do absolutely nothing. Like, look how little range that has. I'd have to be like hugging the leg of a giant for that to do anything. But anyway, a new weapon. Hooray. I'm gonna assume it scales with normal Titanite, which I think I just spent all of? Question mark? I sure did. Okay, so we have the thing to buy infinite Titanite anyway, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I think we're still gonna use the Warden Twin Blades on Deacons, just because like a double blade I think would be pretty good. Oh yeah, dual wielding here is so free. Great at that crowd control. Just gonna try to kill as many of them as I can, especially these big guys, just to get them out of the way. Those blue guys are bulky though. Stop these from casting dark magic. Thank you. There we go. Got some good damage going. You're trying to heal. Please stop. I just noticed my weapon's taking a lot of durability damage. Ooh, big bleed proc, I think. Yeah. It's just that simple. We will take that. I mean, honestly, like the straight damage might be worse than Sellsword. I don't know, that bleed makes it interesting. I can't say it's better just because scaling is worse, but is it really that much worse? Like when you're really looking at it? I mean, it's a heavier weapon, which sucks, but I don't know, it has more durability than Sellsword. Only has 2 more dex for a requirement to use it, but obviously you're gonna be leveling dex anyway because it's a dex weapon. But I would have to do some more testing. Maybe at the end of the run I'll go to like my cheat thing and just max out every weapon just to have like a pure damage test, just to see what would hit the hardest, assuming you're sharp infusion these weapons. But yeah, also keep that in mind, is these weapons aren't doing nearly as much damage as they should, because you absolutely should be infusing them with the sharp stone. You're just like almost doubling your damage for absolutely free. You're jumping from like a C scaling to an S scaling, which is crazy. I think these only go up to A, but I mean, A is still pretty good. I mean, it's an A, you know, you'd kind of hope so. See, like leveling up only gets me 1 more point in attack just because it's only C scaling. If that was bumped up to an A or an S, that would just be so much better. I'd be getting like 3 or 4 damage per level. I think I might actually just go endurance though. We are very stamina hungry. And I need to buy Titanite shards, yippee. I thought it would be this dude here that has it, but I guess not. I mean, that looks like a curved sword. I will never try to parry again. That's my bad. I totally lied. I'm gonna try to parry him one more time. That's a shield. I can't parry a shield. Okay. Okay, try one more time for real. Okay, one more time. One more time. Okay, one more time. I can't parry him while he's invisible. Well, I mean, he has a shield, so this should be... Well, that takes care of that, I guess. Oh, and he dropped something! Fuck! What if that's what I needed? Here, if I quit out, will he be back? No. I mean, yes, he's back, but my item's still gone. Shit. That's what we call a quit out right there, baby. We're not taking that death. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? Get out of here. Watch me still die when I load in. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna be so crushed if he actually dropped that, but we missed it. I mean, actually, we might just get 2 weapons in this area. That might be one of them, because that for sure looks like a curved sword. That right there might be the weapon we need. Oh, dear God, these guys are gonna be such a pain to fight. Who were you before you died? This dude has all the aura. This dude was like a Black Knife assassin from Elden Ring. Try to parry. It's my fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Drop it right now. Oh my God, I got so excited. Oh, my heart. Oh. I mean, that's one less Titanite shard we have to grind. Ooh, Sharpstone. I think that's like one of 2 that we'll find in this entire playthrough. This guy is like kind of pseudo in that weird boss like category that I have dubbed the fuck you, you're dead now boss. Kind of like Fire Giant, where it's like everything seems like it's going okay, and then he does like one move that was like weirdly telegraphed, and then you're just instantly dead. But like to a much lesser extent. He'll do that like breath attack, and it'll just chip away your HP like really fast. Alright, well there's Wolnir. See you, buddy. That is it for the Shotel, or Shotol, or Shotol, or Shittle. I don't know what you want to call it. The next one we're going to be grinding for right now, I also am not sure how to pronounce, and it feels like this one is a more common one, which makes it more embarrassing on my part, but it looks like it's Falchion. For some reason, I want to think that the C in that is like a hard C, like Falcon or something, you know? But that wouldn't make sense. I'm going to call it the Falchion. I think that's what I'll do. And if it isn't what it's called, let's just pretend that I'm out here making new weapons, you know? I am the game designer now. So I think the plan is just run across this bridge and then go to this room with 1 billion skeletons in it and then just kind of hope that one of them gives it to me. Oh my God, that's a lot of skeletons. Oh shit! I need to spend my souls before they kill me, because it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. I'm gonna get like a real unlucky attack chain. They're all gonna use that dive attack all at once. I'm gonna be out of stamina, and it's gonna be disastrous. Oh God. I'm stuck on a rock. Oh, fuck. Can they get through here? No. Okay, that's like their invisible barrier. We can just camp this, I guess. I mean, yeah, this seems efficient, but it is like the most stressful grind in the world. Ooh, okay. We're starting to thin them out. In a big fat nothing. Okay. Not a single drop from any of them. I guess I'll see you whenever I get it. And there we have it. That did not take as long as I thought. That was maybe like sub 10 runs of this. That's pretty decent. It was probably like 20 minutes. I did die, but as you can see with my ember, I did get stuck on a rock on one of those runbacks and just got destroyed by 100 skeletons in one go. But kind of the risk you take with that kind of thing. And I did also receive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scimitars though. Well, like 5, I already had one of them when I started, but yeah, 6 whole ones of those. That's cool. All right, here's this weapon. Looks pretty average. The falchion, or however you would want to pronounce it. Same general style there. Looks pretty medium length, maybe a tad longer. Different charged heavy though. It's a very long charged heavy. And it has the standard spinning slash, which continues to have the smallest hitbox of all time. I mean, like, look at those vertical effects. You have to, I mean, you would literally have to be touching another character for that to work. Yeah, it just seems like a weapon they put in simply to put in a weapon. I don't see how this is going to be any different than any of the previous weapons we've used. Hey, we'll get it to +3. We'll see where that gets us. And it's all worth it for that view, baby. Ah, man. If you didn't know, this view right here is actually the my YouTube channel's wallpaper background, like on my homepage. It's like a pixel art recreation of that view. So beautiful. Let's see how much damage we do against this guy. Okay. Well, now that we know how much damage he does against us, we can more correctly assess the damage that we do to him. It was all part of the plan. I don't know how I dodged that second one there, but we'll take it. Got real lucky with those hitboxes. You know what, honestly, that wasn't that bad. Boost attack, longer attacking persists with these weapons. Hard slot that on. I think we'll just keep the life ring until we get the Ring of Favor. It's kind of the play. Because, I mean, the Ring of Favor is just the life ring, but better, and also does, like, 3 other things. Alright, well, bad news, gang. I have looked over the list one more time to make sure there wasn't any other weapons I could have gotten up to this point, and Fextra Life kind of screwed me over again by, for some reason, putting, like, half of the weapons you can get from Catacombs, like, near the beginning, where I've done it. Why is my battery low? I've only used this controller plugged in. What is happening? PlayStation, go away. But yeah, they put like the falchion and the shuttle or whatever, who cares, next to each other. And then they put Dancer's Enchanted Sword, then Storm Curved Sword, and then they put 2 more of the Karthus swords that you can only get from Catacombs of Karthus. What even is consistency with Fextra Life? Like, what is happening? So I was right. Were those giant guys with the big swords? I thought they were curved great swords. Apparently they are just straight up just curved swords. So I need to go back and get 2 more from the Catacombs and then go even further back to the fucking Farron Keep, which was like 4 areas ago, and go and get a weapon there and grind the enemies there. Like, what is happening? First of all, I gotta do a little bit of grinding and get more in my luck stat, because I just didn't know it was gonna be this much grinding. But after that, I think we're almost done with like the weapons you have to grind for. But like, God, that's so stupid. Why would they separate the list like that? I mean, literally, it's like Warden Twin Blades, Shadel, or whatever, Dancer's Enchanted Sword, Storm Curved Sword, Karthus Curved Sword, Karthus Shuttle. So it, like, they just skip it. And then the Rotten Curved Sword. Like, why would you do this? I'm so upset. So I'll see you after another 4 hours of grinding. Unironically, my Steam controller is gonna get here before I finish this grinding I'm about to do. Well, hello there. It has been a hot second since I have recorded. You might notice some things look a little different. The controller icon, the bottom right, is dead. I've killed it because I am now playing with the Steam controller. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. I've been playing with it for like 2 days, and I can comfortably say it is my favorite controller that I've ever used. It's absolutely beautiful. It's great. Highly recommend. The other thing you might notice is that my HUD looks different. It is much bigger now. Basically, what I did was I went to disable my PlayStation icons mod, which changes all like the button prompts to PlayStation buttons. I went to delete that, but then I had to end up having to like re-verify my files to get the old icons back. And then that somehow reset my UI mod. And the only way I could reinstall it would be to completely unpack the game files, which is a process that kind of sucks and I don't like doing it. And it's not like an essential mod or anything. So I was like, you know what? We'll just not do that. I don't want to fuck something up and then like corrupt my save file or something like halfway through a run. So that sucks. But yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 days since I've been able to record. Just life's been busy. I have done a little bit just off camera whenever I've had time, and I have grinded the 3 weapons that we missed out on. So we now have the Karthus Curved Sword, the Karthus Shotel, hopefully I'm saying that right, and the Rotten, oh god, Rotten, I want to say Grew, like a Despicable Me Grew. I don't know if that's right at all. You know, I'm gonna call it the Grew. I don't know. The Rotten Grew Curved Sword. So those are some new additions to our whole set here. What's special about these is both of the Karthus ones do bleed damage. For some reason, the Karthus Curved Sword does 1 singular more point of bleed, which is so strange. But okay. And then the Rotten Grew Sword does poison buildup. Now, I don't think this is going to be anything like Elden Ring. I don't think there's going to be like a Rotten Talisman, or I guess Ring in this case, that'll like give us a huge attack boost. There's not like a ton of synergy like that in the older games. So I think it's just going to do some poison. So we have yet to actually use this weapon to kill a boss, but I have strategically left off the bosses for a lot of areas. I've just like gotten to the boss door, so we could go ahead and do Demon King. I just have a little bit to do before I can reach Pontiff. I'm right next to Yorm. We could, I guess, do Dancer. I have the large shards to upgrade. Wait, that'd probably be enough. Oh yeah, fun fact, getting the Karthus swords requires grinding the skeletons. I did that. It probably, to get all 3 of these weapons, it probably took like 2 hours for all 3, so like not terrible. But it is the most efficient, like Titanite shard grinding spot I've ever seen. Like, I leveled all of the weapons we've got to +3, which requires 12 shards each. Right? Look how many Titanite shards I have left over. I have 49. That is the most I have ever had at a given time. And I also got quite a few large Titanite shards, because that's a rarer drop, which I have not leveled a single weapon past +3 yet. And we are beginning to need to do so. I'm going to need to do that before we fight like Pontiff and Aldrich and that kind of thing. We could probably bang out Yorm, just because he's not important to our run. I might honestly just cut that out of the video, since I can't use a curved sword to beat him. If you weren't aware, that is the gimmick fight. It is the exact same as Rykard from Elden Ring, where it has like a gimmick weapon you have to use in the fight. If you don't use that weapon, it's like 30 minutes long of just hitting for 2 damage, and it's just not worth it. And I'm just not that guy, you know? That's not what I do. You know, let me look into it a little bit. I want to see what bosses are weak to poison, because I want to get that one out of the way. Okay, so it turns out every boss in the game, at least the base game, except for 1, is basically resistant or straight up immune to poison, except for the Great Sage, which sadly we already killed. They're the only one that's actively weak to poison. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and do Demon King with the Grew Curved Sword. Hopefully a +3 is enough, but we'll go ahead and check out the moveset while we're here. Seems pretty standard. It seems extremely short, so that might be a problem. Heavy attack. Two-handed. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty basic moveset. I'm just worried with how short this thing is. And I noticed my death counter keeps going down. I had it at 5 and it went back to 4. Quit doing that. I think I died like twice while grinding, so I put it up to 5 for my death counter. Okay, noted. I just died to old Demon King. That's pretty cool. This guy's also immune to bleed, which is why I wanted to use this weapon on him. It's the other new ones we got with bleed. Well, I guess we always have the falchion we haven't used. So there's that, I guess. I seem to notice we've gotten him to almost half, and I have yet to poison him, which isn't great. Like, if we don't poison this guy, we're not going to poison anybody. I mean, we did poison him. It's doing a no damage, but we did. Yeah, it literally does 10 damage a tick. I think it's per second. I want to see if I can force him into his, like, last resort phase just from the poison tick, you know? Or he can be annoying. That's also a thing. Come on, old man. Almost there. Is he not going to go into his last resort thing? Unless I hit him? Does it not work if it's... Oh, well, his poison's gone, so... Yeah, and then one hit stuns him. Well, there it is, I guess. Well, that was pretty shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is such a hard weapon class to rate, because it's like, how meta do you want to get with it? Because that wasn't bad, but if you're using this weapon class, you most likely started with the sellsword twin blades. So I feel like I have to be extra harsh on all of the other curved swords, because you have to take into account, why should I use this over the first one in the game? Even if you don't choose it as your starting class, you still get it in Farron Woods. So, I mean, like, you still get it before Abyss Watchers, like right before his boss door. So you gotta really think, like, you have to stand out to be seen with this weapon class, and I just don't think that, despite it poisoning, I don't think that's a great way to stand out, I guess. I don't know. If I recall last time, I think we actually first tried Pontiff, which would be really cool if we could do that again. I do not expect that to happen. Can we parry him on the first hit? Can I please parry him on the first hit? That'd be so cool. Oh, I'm nasty with it. I'm nasty with it. I will never parry another one of his attacks. Man, I forget how weak he is to parries. He took so much damage from that. Pontiff is another one of those very stamina-hungry bosses. We gotta be really careful with our weapon here. That was stupidly easy. Okay. I wasn't really paying attention. I must have got a bleed proc in there somewhere, because I looked down and his health was just gone. That might be one of the fastest Pontiff kills I've had in a hot minute. Alright, so that is Carthus Shoto. I'm going to use it a little bit more. I kind of like the vibe of it. I want to test this damage out a little bit more. I feel like our damage wasn't that good, but we killed him really fast. I must have got at least one bleed proc off. I want to test out this weapon a little bit more before we put it away for good, so I figured I'd come fight these guys now. You know what, that is pretty solid damage. This is a plus, ooh, big bleed proc. Don't know how I dodged that one, but we did. Nice. Yeah, curved swords are pretty much the bleed weapons. Especially with the Pontiff's eye ring. Big bleed. Kind of a stamina. That's okay. Yeah, ring a favor for our troubles. Go ahead and slap that on instead of the Lloyd's ring. Just net us a little bit more HP for our troubles. Alright, before we go ahead and fight Aldrich, let's go ahead and test out the weapon we're going to be using, the Carthus Curved Sword. Visually, it looks pretty good, actually. It's very basic, but it looks like it's made out of, like, stone, as opposed to metal. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to look, but that's kind of the vibe I get. It seems maybe a little bit slower. But I think because of its scaling being DC as opposed to like EC, maybe it's more quality based. So if you do infuse it quality, maybe two-hand it for that bonus. That could be helpful. Where did my weapon go? Why did I delete it? I'm stupid. Standard spin. I didn't actually test the skill on the other one. I assume, yeah, it's just spin slash. I see it there. All right, hopefully we can get a quick Aldrich. After Aldrich, we can finish up the side quest for the other weapon. Damn it. I'm going to die before I can get to the fog wall. I didn't actually check to see if you could bleed. That might be a problem. If you can't bleed, I'll go back and upgrade the falchion, and then we'll just use that. The damage doesn't seem to be that good. I think it's the ring that's really saving us. That damage or increased attack on successive hits really comes in clutch. Like if we can get going with the swings, it can get really strong. But that's just more so our build, not really the weapon, you know? Please stop. Don't do that. Well, I just got Aldridged. That's pretty cool. Choose to the fuck you die now attack. We'd love to see that. Alright, Aldrich is resistant to bleed, but not immune to it, so we'll keep going with this. I really wish the curved swords had way better skills. The best one by far is still the, I don't know, what was it? The Lothric sword? It was the ice one. That was so good. I can't wait till we get to DLC 2 and get the second stamina ring, like the +3 one. It's gonna be such a good upgrade for us. That stamina recovery is gonna be so sweet. I guess I could use the, what are they called? Like moss clumps or whatever? That increase stamina recovery, like the item. Big bleep rock. Don't you dare use the arrows. Don't you dare. Okay. Oh well, doesn't matter if I die. There we go. So I think now we just go upstairs and it should finish the quest. Sometimes I forget that this is the room where you fight Ornstein's Smo. It just feels a lot smaller here. I don't know if it's actually smaller or it's just my imagination. You feel the black eye orb quivering. So I think we just use it? Question mark? First heal. Big bleed proc. Second heal. How do you still have heals? You've used 3. What is happening? I guess this is a good showcase for the weapon we're about to get. There you go. Duty fulfilled. I don't know if I've seen that text before. Well, there we have it. Crescent Moon Sword. I kind of want the rest of his drip, though. Do I not get the rest of his drip? I guess we can wear the hat. There we go. And this one scales with intelligence. Okay. So we kind of saw the moveset a little bit, but... Huge lag spike. Okay. I like the, like, very curvy curved swords, you know? Like, I don't know. They're very visually appealing. They kind of set it apart from the normal straight swords. I have a feeling two-handing's not going to be very good, just because the range is definitely on the shorter side. But with this ability, it's kind of like the Moonlight Greatsword. Like the same kind of particle effect. You can't really chain them together. You just kind of gotta do the whole attack again. Yeah, it's pretty good. We'll get it upgraded. I'm assuming it's gonna be Twinkling Titanite. We have a good amount of that saved up, so that should be a-okay. Wait. This takes Titanite scales. What? It's not a boss weapon. Is it trying to say he was a boss? There's no way. Titanite scales? Oh, that sucks, actually. Oh, man. That's really unfortunate for me. Ah, shit. I haven't really... I mean, I've kind of been collecting them as I went, but I haven't really been paying attention. Ah, shit. Alright, we'll get her to +2, I guess. Yikes. Whatever, we're gonna use the falchion before I just straight up forget about it. Let's go ahead and upgrade it a little bit. Hey, I killed the Orm. Orm is dead. Also, I didn't get automatically teleported out. I'm not sure why. Usually when you kill both... Oh, because it was waiting for me to talk to Sequard. That's nice, I guess. I'll let you finish that side quest. I believe it is time to use the falchion. We've had it forever, and we're, you know, halfway through the entire game. Almost done with the base game, and we have yet to use it. So, now is the time. Alright, buddy. Whoops. I remember that grab attack kept getting me last time. Ooh, damn, I'm getting hurt. I feel like I'm just barely out of reach for him. Please don't die. Thank you. This is going down to the wire, and I don't know why. What? I'm honestly not sure what hit me there, but I'll take that. That is my bad. Where does it respawn me? I forget. Oh, okay. The complete other side of the entire game world. That's nice. I believe it was the Moon Crescent curved sword is what we got from that NPC quest. That one does do magic damage. I don't think I pointed it out at the time. It does. So we're gonna have a little bit of trouble finding a great place for that to be. Also, I forgot to point it out because, whoops, because I found out when I was grinding for those 3 weapons off camera, the Falchion has a slightly different moveset than I thought. It actually lets you kick, as opposed to that weird, stupid curved sword thing that most of them have. If you want to use a curved sword, but you just despise that stupid, weird flippy thing you do instead of a kick that does the opposite of what a kick is supposed to do, then this one has the different moveset that genuinely puts it up higher than it was going to be otherwise. Man, I love Dancer. This honestly might be one of my favorite fights that they've ever done. And I feel like that's both a hot and cold take, because I don't know anyone that dislikes Dancer. I just don't know how many people would put it in, like, top 10. It might be up there, though. Oh, wow. I need an Ember. I don't know what I'm doing. I also need to not lose this 40 or 54,000 souls I have on me. Have I really died 13 times? When the fuck did that happen? I am washed. I was really proud of my death count. What did I say in my first DS3 video? I was hoping for like 5 deaths. I don't know what I was smoking. Like, in hindsight, that's an absurd amount of deaths. I think I'm just getting greedy, really wanting to use the Pontiff Eye Ring. Like, I'm just really hungry for that attack buff. I am finding range to be a little bit of a problem. You know what? Let me try just one-handing it. I don't know why in my head that would make it hit longer. I'm just gonna try it. We're gonna see how it goes. Drink! Fuck! I don't know how that second swing missed me. I'm so lucky. I love that little spin attack he does. He's so fun. He's just such a fun boss to fight. I think I need to start fighting her a little bit earlier in my runs, just so I don't do quite as much damage, because I really want to, like, fully memorize that fight, you know? Like, I want to know every single attack she does. I've never really mastered a fight in these games, you know? Like, I'm kind of reactionary. I want to fully immerse myself into that fight. I think outside of the very few New Game Plus runs I've done, I don't think I've ever fought her like as soon as possible, because we just fought her when you're intended to, but technically there's nothing stopping you from fighting her like before Vordt, even before like the first actual boss of the run. And we are going to need to level Faith by 1 just to use it, this weapon we got. Oh, I forgot to mention, her weapons are weapons we're using, which also means we are going to have to go and find Titanite scales. Had no way of knowing that stupid Crescent Moon sword was going to take Titanite scales to level. That's just stupid. And I think I looked this up a few days ago. As you can see, the new swords, Dancer's Enchanted Swords, have all descalings at a +0. If I'm not mistaken, they never get better. I believe it stays a descaling all the way up to +5, which is just unforgivable. I don't know what is wrong with DS3 and giving boss weapons the worst stats in the game. Why are these outdone by the starting weapon? You know what I mean? Any of the starting weapons of any class. The fucking depraved class that starts with a wooden club has better scaling than these weapons. Do you think this deserves that? Like, look at this moveset. Like, who hurt these people? Oh my god, a spinning slash that actually has even a little bit of range? Holy shit. Now we're thinking with portals. I hear a lot of people talk shit on this weapon. It's either this one or Pontiff, but I actually liked Pontiff last time, so I'd be surprised if it actually was. I think they attack a little bit slower than... Let's bring out the Sellsword Twin Blades for comparison's sake. So this is the attack chain for Sellsword. Much faster. Then we go back to Dancer. That's like half as fast. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, we'll give him a fair try. I think even if the weapons aren't necessarily good in like a traditional sense, I think there is something to be said about just the style and the fun of the weapon. Like, are they gonna beat Sellsword? No, I can already tell you that they're not gonna beat Sellsword. That's just an impossible task. But I mean, if they're more fun, then like, who cares? You know, this game's 10 years old this year, 2026. It's 10 years old. If you're out here running like the meta build, then like, unless it's like your first run and you're just worried about getting through the game and having a hard time, I can get that. But if this is, you know, your 20th run and you're still using Sellsword Twin Blades, not to be the kind of guy to tell you you're playing the game wrong, I just think you're doing yourself a disservice. Like, try to have fun, you know? That's the main thing. I also realized I forgot a weapon in Orlando, so I went back to grab it, and I figured I'd show you in case you didn't know. How are we supposed to get over there in that tower? It turns out you just use the power of believing in yourself, and you just walk over there. I am not cheating. I am not, you know, no clipping or whatever. It is genuinely a invisible platform that you walk across in order to get here. So that's something. And there it is, Painting Guardian's Curved Sword. Oh my god, this thing's short. What happened to the sword? What the fuck? I can't kill Oceiros with this. And his jank-ass hitbox? Are you kidding me? This is a knife. How is this not a dagger? I mean, look at that. Oh, different skill, I guess. Chain Dance, I mean, it's just a better skill than most of the other weapons. I mean, we'll upgrade it. It takes normal Titanite, so we can pump that shit basically to the maximum. If I didn't immediately run out of large Titanite, that is. God damn it. I forget I just upgraded another weapon. All right, we got this thing leveled up to a +8, and let's go ahead and do some Oceiros. I want to do Oceiros because that not only gets us access to Nameless and infinite Titanite chunks, but that would also give us, obviously, access to the Untended Graves, which actually have a ton of scales, Titanite scales. So that would be a huge thing for us to get before we do any other main story bosses, just because the biggest thing with just me, like, off-screen using Crescent Moon, it's a +2, which I didn't think would be that bad, but it just does no damage. It's been making me kind of sad. Let's see if there's any... Oh, there are chunks down here. I could probably get it to max, honestly. I think I was just 1 or 2 chunks off. What are the odds that we first try Oceiros with this basically dagger? Cast your bets now. I love Oceiros. His hitbox is kind of whack, but I love him anyway. I'll just keep getting hit, it's fine. I got hit by every attack, that's awesome. Oh man, my heart wasn't in it, you know? My heart just wasn't in it, you know what I mean? Oh, also that damage was horrendous. I don't know if who all was paying attention to that. We did no damage. I might go and get the other Pontiff eye ring and just like swap out the covetous Silver Serpent. Because honestly, our stats I think are fine. We are 40 dex, so we're kind of at the soft cap with that. Since we're pretty much done with like grinding for weapon drops, I could respec and get some points out of luck and put them in either vigor or endurance, or maybe even some strength, just because some of these scale a little bit with strength. But I think we're like A scaling with dex right now. Yeah, A scaling. So that's not bad at all. It's just the damage just kind of sucks. And like we're at a +8, so I mean we're pretty much where we're supposed to be at this point in the game in terms of our loadout. I just don't think the weapon's very good. I mean, granted, it's very light, 1.5 in its weight, That's, I think, the lightest. Yeah, that's the lightest curved sword that we have, maybe even in the entire game. I'm not quite sure. But we should be doing a lot more damage than we currently are. Yeah, we do 158 base damage before scaling takes into effect on our +8 weapon. And the Storm Ruler, the gimmick weapon that you're not even supposed to hit people with, the whole thing is the beam that comes out, does 154. So we are 4 points of damage ahead of a +0 gimmick weapon. Yikes. Huge yikes. The broken straight sword does 70. Oh my god. Oh. You know what? Let me go. Let me go find some chunks. Let me go explore that area outside of Oceiros' room. Let me collect myself a little bit. I'll ember up and we'll try it again. I picked up the other Pontiff Eye, upgraded my weapon one more time, so we're at a +9. So this still doesn't do it? I'm not sure. That still kind of sucks with damage, though. By the way, that other Pontiff Eye, the first one does increases attack on successive damage, but the other one does HP gain for successive damage. So that should counter some of the greed that I have when I spam attack, when I should not be doing that. Damn it. Man, I cannot see that telegraph. I just can't tell when he's gonna do that. I love this fight. I don't know why I continue to fail at it. There we go. That was way better than last time. I think we could have probably got it if I just gave it another attempt. I think upgrading was kind of unnecessary. I just gotta keep in mind the buffs that activate with those successive attacks. They really go a long way. It turns like bad damage to okay damage. Oh, that is the Painting Guardian's curved sword, and that is Oceiros. Okay, now we got some more choices. Okay, I believe it is time for Dragonslayer Armour. We are at a +3. I got a lot of Titanite scales, actually, in this place. I forgot how many there were, like, if you just poke around. So I have this at a +3, and Dancer's at a +3. Obviously, I didn't have enough to get them to +4, because you need, like, an absurd amount of them for that. This should be enough. I mean, we are getting to the point where you should probably have a maxed weapon in the game now. We've had like 1 or 2 chances to get Titanite slabs. I forget how many I actually have. I just have the one that I got from Sigurd, but yeah, this should be okay, hopefully. I figured thematically this one would work good with Dragonslayer just because like he has a shield and this kind of design is meant for like shield enemies. Even if not like in the actual game, just in real life, I think it fits thematically. Yeah, it just bounces right off. I don't know if they're necessarily supposed to go like around the shield to do damage or if it just does extra damage to shield enemies. I'm not quite sure how that works. Yeah, this range is kind of bumming me out. Oh, also, he does resist slash damage, so just by default, we're going to be doing less than we like. I did 166 damage, and R1 does 108. Unbuffed R1, not counting the rings we have. Ooh, that's interesting. If you use that skill point blank, it can actually hit twice. You know what? That's not bad. I can dig that. You know, and normally this is the part where I'd say we are also missing out damage since we're not leveling int, but it's this game, and scaling suck ass for like any non-infusable weapon. So actually, I don't think we're missing out on like any damage, even though we're not leveling like the secondary stat. Uh-oh. Forgot about the follow-up. I don't know why I R1'd instead of dodge. Like, I went, time to dodge, and then hit the completely opposite end of the controller. That's crazy. There we go. I don't know what happened to that first attempt. Can you stop hitting me? You're dead now. Go away. You know what? Even though we aren't really leveled for this weapon, since it's like a all-4 stat scaling, not scat, Jesus, all-4 stat scaling weapon, it's doing pretty decent damage. I mean, obviously it's not as high as some other weapons would be at this point, but for a +3, I mean, This could be a whole lot worse. I mean, really. I'm also trying to kill these guys before getting the shortcut, so I currently have a death wish, actually. You know what? You know what? That might not be a good idea. Let's maybe rethink that. I feel like with that guy wearing the Ferrum armor from DS2, I feel like that's a reference to the trio NPC fight in the one DS2 DLC. I feel like I've said it before, but that's what I consider to be the worst boss fight FromSoft has ever done. So if that is a reference, then yeah. Let's go ahead and use it on Ancient Wyvern, I guess. Whoops. That's my bad. I think I would like this weapon a little bit more if it did fire and lightning as opposed to fire and magic, as I feel like that combo, you're pretty much always going to be really good against something. Can you please stop? Like Nameless King, for example, his first phase, he's weak to lightning, and then his second phase is weak to fire. I feel like not many things are resistant to both of those things at once. In fact, I think if they're not weak to one, they're probably weak to the other. So I feel like that would complement just most things very well. Magic kind of gets the short end of the stick in most ways. I feel like a lot of things resist it, and like nothing is actively weak to it. Like at best, you're doing a neutral damage with magic. There we go. Please be Titanite scales. And we'll take it. You know, I saved my Twinkling Titanite all that time ago, just because I figured there'd be a lot more Twinkling Titanite weapons, and there really isn't. Like, how many do I have on me? 24. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm getting so many materials in this run. Well, we can officially fully upgrade 2 weapons. I didn't grab one that I know of in right before the prince's fight. I can go down and get that one at the bottom of the elevator, and then you get one for killing the second phase of Sister Friede. So, I mean, we're doing pretty good in terms of upgrades. Let's try Nameless, give that a shot. Normally, twin weapons destroy the first phase. Like, whenever I used the Sellsword, it just destroys that dragon. Already has such little HP. Nope, not really. Okay. We might honestly do more damage in phase 2. I think the elements are a little more advantageous there. All of that missed. The entire chain. That's tragic. Whoops. My game froze? That's okay. I don't know why my game's been freezing. It is very odd. With how much health we have now at 40 Vig, I might swap out my HP on a successive attack ring and just put on the one that gives us more Estus. Or not Estus. Is it Estus? Yeah, Estus in this game. Watch me use all of my heals on phase 1. Phase 1 is free. I can't see anything. I dodged it. Yeah, our damage sucks ass. I don't know what that's about. I want to try using the Lothric, or the Pontiff Knight Curved Sword, not Lothric. I just want to test the damage. I wouldn't upgraded it to +4. I could have probably maxed it out, but I'm just always hesitant on using those. Let's see how much this does. That looks like more. I was running that whole time, buddy. I was running the whole time. Oh, that damage. Oh my god. It's so much better. Oh my god. Oh, I missed this weapon. I can't see. I'm dead. I actually dodged it that time. Did we have this problem in the Greatsword run? I forget. Oh my god, the damage. Okay, let's swap back before I get too concentrated. I just wanted to see the damage. Yeah, that damage kind of sucks. And we should be doing good fire damage. He's weak to it. Oof. 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 God damn! That was like a Elden Ring combo. Dude hit me 12 times. I think I've finally found the weak point of these weapons. I don't understand. They're doing great damage against like the people here. Relatively great. I'm sure the Sellsword Twin Blades would be like one-shotting these people just because they're insane. But oh, I also looked into it. When you infuse them sharp, the Sellsword Twin Blades, they don't actually go to S scaling. It's still A scaling. I always thought they got like maximum value. I don't like that attack. I always hate that from dragons, like the one where they just aim downward. It's such a buzzkill to the pacing. It's like, oh, it's time to just stop fighting the dragon now and just wait till he gets done with his 10-second long breathe fire animation. I think that's lame. There we go. Not a single goddamn stagger out of all of that. It's like I'm doing so little damage. I want to keep attacking so I can get that successive bonus, but it just leads to me getting hit because I'm attacking and being greedy, you know? Like a vicious cycle. I don't think these weapons are it for this fight, I'm gonna be honest. I think we hop to the classic Pontiff. I think we try to use the Dancer's weapons on another fight. I don't know what other fight it would even be good for, though. I hate that damage spread. I hate split damage weapons, man. Like, they're always so cool, but they're so ass. And it just sucks how, like, FromSoft is this many games in. Like, not even this game. I'm talking, like, to date with, like, Elden Ring. That we're this many games in, and they still haven't figured out how to, like, properly balance these kinds of weapons. I don't know what you want from me. I'm gonna be so honest. I actually just don't know what you want me to do against that. Uses the attack and I just take the damage. There's absolutely zero counter to that. I'm running. Look, I ran before he left the ground and it still hit me. What region do I have to be in to not take damage from that? I don't understand. Remember it? I don't think that went off. No, it did not. Oh my god, we're doing visible damage on the bar. Crazy. You know, since we have so many upgrade materials, I might, if we lose again, upgrade the Sellsword Twin Blades just to compare damage. I'm very curious to how they perform here. Gotcha that time, bitch. Oh, get fucked. Oh, sit down, buddy, sit down. Oh man, that's such a cool finish. God, this weapon's so fun. Well, there goes Nameless. What else could we use the freaking Dancer's weapons on? I mean, technically we use them to Wyvern, but that doesn't really count towards, like, killing a boss with the weapon, you know? What else could they be good for? I think Gundyr, maybe? Okay, Storm Curved Sword. This is the weapon you get from Nameless King. It does not do lightning or fire damage. I don't know how that happened. I feel like this was the easiest layup for a lightning damage curved sword in the universe, but I guess we live in Fantasyland, and it's also obviously a scale weapon as opposed to a normal Titanite weapon, so we can't like infuse it with lightning or anything. But this thing is enormous. It looks so sick. It almost looks like it has like a Damascus metal to it. See if I can get a good angle. Kind of purplish. I really like that. Purple's my favorite color. Big fan of that. Very good reach. Great reach, actually. That's bigger than a lot of straight swords. For a second, I thought he was going to do a poke, and I was going to lose my mind. If we found a curved sword that could do a poke attack, oh my god. Really cool heavy, actually. All right, let's test this ability. Okay, so with one tap, it just does that. But if you do that and then press the heavy attack button afterward, it does that follow-up. Again, at least it's called Tornado, which is cool, but why doesn't it do lightning? I mean, even if the weapon didn't, that's kind of dumb, but okay. Why doesn't the skill of the weapon do lightning damage, I wonder? Like, he's the Storm King. Like, throw some lightning on there. Come on, throw him a bone. I mean, I know his other weapon probably does lightning damage, and since he doesn't technically use this one, I don't think, he uses that spear, is it? Yeah, the spear does lightning damage. So I feel like the dragon does fire and then he does lightning. So I feel like you could have just had him do the lightning, but then make this one do fire to like represent the dragon. Or you could have just gave it lightning because that makes sense. But I mean, hey, we'll see how it performs. Oh, that damage isn't great. For an entire combo, that's a little to be desired. We also have a lot of souls on us I should have probably done something about before we came here, but I'm sure we're gonna first try them. Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough. Man, I'm gonna have to rank these weapons low, and that just breaks my heart. It's such a fun weapon, but it's just very, very impractical in a weapon type with this much strong competition. Or I don't even want to say strong competition, just with one insanely busted competitor. It's like, I don't know, man. And this guy is weak to lightning, which would be really cool if it was fire and lightning, but it just has to be magic. I feel like even if you're the biggest magic hater on the planet, I'm not gonna rant about it anymore. I bitched about it for way too long in my Elden Ring video. Even if you're the biggest magic hater on the planet, I feel like you have to admit that magic as a damage type is severely not good, I guess. Severely underpowered. Like, nothing is weak to magic. It almost feels like the weapon type is a sort of way to balance the damage that magic usually does. You know what I mean? What? That was a good run too. That sucks. I had 13 heals left. He was at like a 3rd HP. Yikes. I don't know why I keep thinking I can run around that and not have to dodge. I've done that twice in this one attempt. Like, you're not that guy. Just fucking dodge. You know what? They're not that bad once you get your buffs going. Once you get into a rhythm and your attack chain can like start going, once you got your Pontiff ring activated, it's not that bad of damage. It's just, why would you use it over the alternative? I'm getting flashbacks kinda to my DS1 thrusting weapon, piercing weapon run. It's like, yeah, I mean, these other weapons are good, but like, just get the S stock. Like, what are you doing? It's like, oh yeah, but this one has a unique heavy attack, and you know, and it's like, no, just use the S stock. Like, don't make it hard on yourself. Just use the S stock. Sellsword Twin Blades, you get literally as your first weapon of the game. If not, even if you choose a different class, you just get them in Farron Woods. Oh, nice. Well, I just got both of those in one kill. So let's go ahead and keep that in mind on our Great Axe run. Yeah, Sellsword Twin Blades, you get before, at the latest, you get them before any of the Lord, like, big boss fights. Any of the Lords of Cinder. And then you can get the Pontiff's Knight Sword, you know, you can get that with only one scouting mission from Grey Rat. So you can get that pretty much right after you kill the Greatwood, which, you know, is like the 2nd or 3rd boss in the game. You have 2 amazing alternatives right there. So now you're in this spot where you gotta convince me that it's worth using. Like, you have to sell it to me now. I'm looking to see what all is weak to fire damage right now, and Father Ariandel is actually weak to fire, which is very odd. He's weak to frostbite, bleed, and fire. Well, actually, Father Ariandel is weak to literally every damage type in the game, except, I kid you not, magic damage. He has a, this is all percentages, so a minus 28% damage to standard damage, 26 to strike, 30 for slash, 34 for thrust, 19 for fire, 27 lightning, 27 dark. But he still has a 2% damage resistant to magic. Why? Why? What's the purpose? This dude takes 34% extra damage to thrust, and huge, at least 25% aside from fire, to everything else. Why is his only resistance to magic? What did magic do to deserve this? What is happening? Why is it so weak? This dude is allergic to air. A breeze could knock over this man, yet he's actively resistant to magic. That actually pisses me off. Like, what's the purpose? The weakest guy in the game is still resistant to magic. Granted, it's by 2%, but that's not the point. They wanted to send a message, damn it. Okay. So the next weapon we have access to is in the first DLC, and it's in the most annoying spot you could possibly imagine. Like, actually, it's probably in the most annoying spot in this entire DLC. It is in that tree branch parkour section with archers. Hooray. And if my eyes didn't just deceive me, we do have the kick. So maybe the kick's more common than I thought, because that's now the second or third weapon that I've been caught off guard with, being a kick. Kick. That's why the kick is invaluable. They're using a shield? No, they're not. Okay, it should be coming up close, but we got to be really careful because this is where those dickhead archers are. I think that's it. All right, we can die now. All right, worth it. We got it. I'll take that death. That section's over. I can sleep now. I can rest well at night knowing I never have to parkour down those branches for the rest of the run. Those 22k souls, I don't even care. We're not going back for them. I actually don't give a single fuck. I'll pop some souls when I get into the home base. I do not care. Any kind of vertical section in these games is like the most torturous experience of your life. See this right here? That's how we get our souls back. There we go. 40k. All right, we went ahead and got the follower saber. I think that's how you would spell saber. I assume it's not like Sabre or something. I actually infused it sharp, which is the first time we've done that in this run, because it was a DC scaling, and I'm tired of having 0 scaling on my weapons. Like, I'm really sick of it. So we went ahead and used one of our 2 sharp infusions, so it is going to be doing more damage. It has pretty much the average moveset you would expect. Just the standard everything. Except for the skill, which is not a parry. Very solid. That last hit there is an additional input I do. Normally it just ends there. But if I do this and then hit heavy attack, boom. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the better weapons of the run, just because of how like consistent and just usable it is. So let's knock out. This might be what we use for Sister Friede. So you know what, let's make some DLC progress. Yeah, let's just progress in the DLC a little bit, and I'll probably end up fighting her now. I think it's about that time. All right, it's NPC fight time. Everyone's favorite, sexy voice man. Hello. Man, we're doing good damage. Oh, it's so weird doing good damage in this run. Holy shit. I think the limited the limited quantity of infusing tools with the gems really does hurt the creativity you can do. Like, you know how much easier this run would be? Can you stop healing? Oh my god. I forgot you infinitely heal. But like, we'd be having such an easier time if we were just simply allowed to infuse all these weapons to sharp. Instead, I think the game gives you 2 entire gems in the whole game. Like, cool, I can infuse 2 of our, what, 15 weapons this run? Granted, not all of them can be infused, but come on. Well. Oh, what a save! What a save! Oh my god! Holy shit. Okay, please put me back where I should be. Please. 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 Okay, you know what? We can't. This is a problem. This is a certified problem. Please don't put me back there. Please. I'm mashing dodge. No, we gotta take the death. That sucks. Damn it. Oh, I was so slick with it too. Damn. I tried my best. Alright, Sister Friede. You gosh darn scallywag. Words cannot describe how I feel about this fight. It's so good. It's so good. Oh. Okay, do I Ember now or later? I think later. Alright, let's check this damage. Okay, that's the I meant the damage that she does to us, obviously. I just really wanted to test how much damage we could take. Now that we got that out of the way, I'll never get hit again. I'm kinda surprised that she hits us out of attacks, or rather, I'm surprised that we don't hit her out of more attacks. Usually she has like 0 poise because she's not wearing armor. Yeah, we do absolutely incredible damage, even without our buffs active. That's just what happens when you have a properly leveled weapon. We still managed to use 4 flasks, though. That's not very good. Frostbitten, that's lovely. I think this is definitely one of the strongest double fights they've ever had, because it feels like Friede is truly, I can't see anything, is truly like an assist, you know? It doesn't feel like 2 people are just ganging up on you, because she is such, like, less aggressive than she usually is. She's just, like, laying ice on the floor. Okay, we're gonna ember here. That nice slab, nice. And then I'm going to use this gold pine resin when she stands up. I actually can't go to my pause menu when this text is on screen for some reason. That's tragic. Please let me use it. Please let me use it. Please let me use it. Thank you. Okay, we tank that damage. There we go. Ran out of stamina. Huge unfortunate. Want to get some damage in before this electricity wears off. Wore off. That sucks. Oh, shit. I was really hoping that wouldn't hit me. God, how do you still have half health? I feel like I've hit you so many times. Damn. Damn. Oh, that sucks. Ugh. Last heal. We're screwed. Yeah, I just could not hit her for the last, like, 7 flasks I had. I don't know what was happening. I just could not deal damage. I was really hoping for a first try Friede, I'm not gonna lie to you. Our damage was great, though. That's always nice. Can you stop swinging? She's just like me for real. I wish my running R1 came out just a little bit faster. There we go. Ember up. Please stop. Cannot believe this guy resists magic. That is still the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. We're out of lightning now. But we have 13 flasks going into phase 3, so that's very good. Ah, I thought I was barely out of range for that. That's my bad. What I really love about Friede, and what I think people don't usually appreciate about her, is the fact that she is so hyper-aggressive, but wears no armor. So it's kind of up to you to make your own windows, you know? Like, she doesn't stop attacking very often. She has very small, true punish windows. It's up to you to hit her out of her own combo and make your own. Like, usually when she's done with a combo, she, like, jumps back super far, kind of like that. So you can't actually truly punish. You have to be the aggressor, which is super fun. Like, if you notice, pretty much every time I do damage in, besides right there, in phase 3, I'm creating the windows, not her. So it's like, truly you set the pacing of the fight, which is super cool. Excuse the pun. Beautiful. Beautiful fight. Very well executed, if I do say so myself. We have 8 flasks remaining. That's pretty decent for a 3-phase gauntlet. Oh, man. Yeah, sword's excellent. Ah, and I have made the executive decision that I will not be fighting the other boss in DLC 1. I think it would just make me feel more miserable, and I don't need even more misery in my life. So I'd probably die like once or twice to it. I mean, if I could get Sister Friede on second try, I assume I could get that one in first or second. I just don't like NPC fights. It's an NPC fight with a dog, with like 3 dogs, like 2 little ones and then the big one. So it's just the ultimate not fun boss fight, and I hate it. And it's dumb, and it's optional, and it's annoying to get to because you have to do that tree parkour section, and I just don't want to do it. And I'm not going to force myself to, just for the sake of completion. It is the one fight in the game that I just simply say no to. I'm good. You can keep it, guys. We actually have not used the Storm Curve Sword. And as you can see, it just doesn't do as much damage as the Pontiff or follower. I actually didn't know that Pontiff did more base damage. It's kind of weird, but that's the problem. It's end game. The weapon's base damage is pretty much irrelevant at this point. You are in it for the scaling damage. And boss weapons just refuse to scale, which make them amazing early game, but the fall off is devastating. I mean, you saw it with Nameless King, right? Like, the damage is just miserable. I mean, this weapon is pretty much, I can already tell you, is just going to be a better Storm Curve Sword. Like, it just is. And we can go ahead and swap now, but, like, it's got more reach. It has a flashier skill. We actually didn't use the skill, which I'm kind of sad about for the previous weapon, but it is what it is. Man, once we get that stamina ring, oh my god. I wish it was just earlier in this DLC, to be honest. I hate that it's like in the room with the last bonfire, you know? You know, I will say, I don't think this has changed my opinion on where I would rank this game among the others. I'm gonna die right now, actually. Hold on, give me a second. Holy shit, I survived that. Okay, I don't think this has necessarily changed my opinion on the game in terms of how I think it ranks versus Elden Ring. I think I prefer this game still, but when you're stacking the weapons like this, and ranking them, you can kind of notice the flaws a lot more with like the overall balancing. It gives you 2 Twinkling Titanite each. That's awesome. It's just when you're trying to be objective with it, you'd notice these things, as opposed to when I usually do 1 weapon per run. You know, it's just harder to notice. But when you're doing it in this format, it's really easy to be like, man, these boss weapons just are not it in this game. Man, you almost just one-shot me. I have 40 vigor, ma'am. That is that's crazy. And you can just see some of the things that Elden Ring does do better than this game. Like, the biggest thing I've noticed with the runs so far is just infusions, how they're free in Elden Ring. You just need like the wet blade, which both limits them so you're not overwhelmed at the beginning, because you only have access to like heavy and like maybe quality infusions at the beginning. I forget which ones. I think that does a great job limiting your options so you're not overwhelmed. I think it's good for progression's sake, so it feels like you're constantly getting more tools as the game goes on. I think that's very important for me with games. That's why I love the Great Rune Overhaul mod in Elden Ring. It adds that sense of progression. Like, you're gaining more tools, like a Metroidvania, like more permanent upgrades to your character. I hate how limited they are, and I hate that you have to grind for them. Like, that's so silly to me. And overall, boss weapons are much better in Elden Ring. Much better. It just feels like they didn't exactly quite know how to balance them yet in this game, which sucks, because I mean, they've had Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, Bloodborne, and DS3, so it's not like this was their first attempt or anything. I want to upgrade this again, because I feel like we're still not going to be doing great damage, but I gotta save our Titanite scales for the next weapon, because this upcoming boss, Demon Prince, is going to drop basically our last weapon. After this guy, I'm probably gonna have to take another break. My voice is starting to give out a little bit. This is by far the longest recording session I've done of this playthrough so far. All my other playing sessions were like sub 2 hours. We're heading on like hour 8. Yeah, I think this is better than our damage last time. I think I recall our damage was miserable. And yet I still choke it. That's crazy. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna take a little break. Get this sorted. I'm gonna try to play more today. It is a Sunday, so I wanna get going while the going's good. I'm gonna be kind of busy for the rest of forever, I think. Okay. Take 2. There we go. For the longest time, I always thought it was Demon of Pain, not Demon in Pain. I feel like that sounds cooler. Oh, this thing's pretty good. For sure gets the job done. I'm doing way more damage than I was last time, I think. Last time it was like a 8 or 9 minute long boss fight. Granted, we still have, you know, the second phase to go, but I don't know if we were even doing damage in the yellow. Go ahead and Ember up just in case. Ooh, shit. I'm just stopping him from using that laser. Oops. That fist attack I keep just running right into. I'm not sure how I'm misdodging that. Laser beam? Laser beam. And that is it for you, my friend. Bam. That was, sub 7 minutes, so in my books, that's a pretty fast Demon Prince kill. Also, I swear I was at 31 deaths and my counter's at 30. I think I mentioned before I was having some weird issues with my counter, like ticking down. That's not me. There's gotta be like a keybind or something that like, I'm accidentally hitting. I'll just add one to the counter just in case, but that's a little fishy. Alright, it is time to grab the final weapon of the run. 17 int, 17 faith. That is rough. Yeah, we're gonna have to like fully respec for that because we're not even close. Yikers. Okay. You know, I think that's a sign actually that we should finish with it because once I use it, I can't really go back. I think for now, we just trek on. I'll at least make more progress in the DLC before I fight a boss. And then I think I might just go and do like Soul of Cinder because he's obviously going to be resistant to fire. Soul of Cinder, you know. And then I'll respec once we have like 1 or 2 bosses left. And then we'll just use that for both of those. I think for like Spear of the Church and Gael probably. Okay. I thought we could do something a little bit special. I want to finish off the base game so that we can go ahead and do the Demon Scar. And I was wondering what weapon I wanted to use for the rest of the bosses, basically. For the Lothric Prince, Soul of Cinder, and Midir. And I think for at least this one, for at least Lothric Prince, I think we should pay respect to the original. So I'm going to use a fully upgraded +10 sharp infused sellsword twin blades. This weapon is considered to be the best in the game. Our stats are pretty much what they need to be for it to be at its best. We're at 40 dex. That's pretty much the cap for it. You can go higher. The damage is pretty much gonna be the same. And we haven't used it since, you know, the first Gundyr fight. I want to see how it performs. After everything we've been through. Jesus Christ. This is stupid. This is stupid. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. I'm gonna die because I'm getting greedy now. Yeah, okay. Holy shit. I mean, that's insane. I'm also gonna turn a fan on because it's 5,000 degrees in this room right now. And I apologize if you can hear the fan. That weapon, these weapons are insane. It's not even S scaling, it's A scaling. 183 damage. It's not even our highest damage dealing weapon. I mean, technically a +6 falchion does more, but this is, I mean, you get 2 of them. You're doing damage comparable to a single twin blade in 2, and you don't even have to level both of them because it's a paired weapon. This is, you know, I expected it to be good, obviously. This is way better than I thought it was, and I've used them before, you know. I'm only human. I just don't remember it being like this. Yeah, these are, I was really hoping that we could find something that could beat this, that I could find a surprise underdog that comes in out of the woodworks and puts Sellsword to bed. That's not going to happen. It's just not. Huge clutch for me, by the way. So her damage is insane. I just need to stop playing terribly. Because it's a paired weapon, it gets the buff of hitting twice as much, which obviously, you know, double the damage. But the thing that really stands out from that is our buffs from our rings. I'm getting that health buff every like 2 swings. Normally, that health buff doesn't come into play very often, just because you need to attack a lot for it to activate. It's not like the damage one that like slowly builds over time. You gotta be like on their ass to get even a little bit of health back from it. This is just instant. Like, I'm gonna kill him right here. It's not even close. Oh my god, that's oh my. Now that being said, okay, I don't want to hear a single word of smack talk to people that use this. If they get fun from melting a boss, that's just good for them. Why be upset that other people are having fun? You know, I thought that was fun. In its own kind of way, that was fun. Was it the most complex weapon in the game? No, not even a little bit. It is the poster child of tapping L1. There's no brain power. There's no debate on if maybe an R1 would be better for just a quick slash or a heavy attack, or God forbid you try to use the skill on this weapon. No, never, not once does that cross your mind. It is L1, 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 L1. That is the weapon. Nothing else about that weapon is worth even looking at. Oh, wait a minute. It does 100% fire damage. It doesn't do any physical. Now hold on, just a minute. That's something. I don't know if it's something good, but it's something. Why in God's name does it have the spin slash skill? They couldn't come up with anything better than that? Spin slash. Really? That's so sad. Why would they do that? It's a DLC weapon. You're gonna give it the worst already existing skill in the game? Like, okay, that's your choice, I guess. Okay. I've made my decision. It isn't necessarily a weapon that we didn't showcase very much, but it is a weapon that I do genuinely want to use again, and I think could be a contender for top weapon of the run. I don't think it's going to hit number 1, though I wish it did, and that would be the Pontiff Knight curved sword. Super fun weapon, extremely stylish. I want this thing ported into Elden Ring ASAP. I think its skill is very fun. It's very usable, which is unheard of for the curved sword weapon class. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's so good that I used it and then forgot to rest. So now I have missing mana from my character, which is awesome. Ouch. But you know, sadly, it doesn't absolutely melt like the twin blades do, and you can kind of see that reflected in the damage I am doing. It's good, but it's not broken like Sellsword is. I don't know if I can comfortably call it number 1. In my heart, it's number 1. Just objectively speaking, it can't. Why do you still have magic? You're not in your magic phase. Can I not die to Soul of Cinder, please? I cannot tell you the last time I've died to Soul of Cinder. Thank you. Don't buff yourself. You know, this isn't a very good showcase for the skill. I keep trying to use it, I just keep getting hit. Well, we went through 10 flasks in phase 1. Ouch. Let's get ready for phase 2. Ooh, I was out of stamina. That's very unfortunate. Oh, wow, I actually did die to Soul Cinder. That's, yikes. That is my bad. That never happens. Also, our damage on this weapon could be a little bit better. It does scale with strength a little, which we're not taking advantage of here. I have like 20 strength or something. I mean, it's a D scaling, but it's a scaling nonetheless. Who knows, it might be like a high D, almost a C, you know? I wish they did the letter scaling and a number scaling, just for nerds who want to know, like, I mean, because not all letters are the same. He's also using a curved sword. This is peak cinema right now. Can I get his curved sword? His curved sword's better than mine. Man, wouldn't that be cool if you could, like, when you get that weapon, you can, like, transform it into, like, any one you want. Like how he does, how he can turn his greatsword into, like, a spear or whatever, or a casting stick, whatever he wants it to be. Huge game lag. Okay. Please don't die. I don't know what's happening to me. We both Ember. That's really funny. I'd like you to die now. Thank you. I don't have quite enough time to get that second hit off, which kind of makes me sad. I don't even know if it can frostbite him since he's a fire guy. You did not just double grab me. Like, what? I want to finish him with a weapon skill. Yeah, baby. Got his ass. Well, alrighty. That leaves us with 3 bosses remaining. We're not gonna light the fire yet. I'm gonna go for the default ending this time, since I went for the extinguish the flame ending last time. It's my personal favorite. So I guess the only question remains is we're gonna use the Demon Scar, Spear of the Church, and for Gael. So what do we want to use for Midir? One last hurrah. I think this one does have the best range, and it'd be kind of fitting to kill a dragon with the Storm Curved Sword, since its whole thing is it's used by, you know, the Storm King, who rides dragons. But we just recently used it, so I'm not too sure. Alright, it is time for Midir. We're using the Storm Curved Sword, +5. Hopefully this should be doing some damage. Damage is pretty decent for Midir, to be honest. He's a very tanky boy. And I just want to apologize in advance for how late this video is going to be pulling up. I started recording for this like over a week ago, and I am still playing this same playthrough. This is my 6th recording session. Dark Souls 3 is not a 6 play session type game. Like, that's how long my Elden Ring video took, and that game's forever long. Like, I haven't begun any editing yet, so my release window is probably going to get pushed back. I was kind of hoping I could have at least 1 video every 2 weeks. This might take 3, and it makes me kind of sad. I've been a lot smarter with what I'm leaving in the recording, though. Like, pretty much when I'm not doing or saying anything, I'm pausing the recording just so I have less footage to sift through at the end of this. And since this is our 2nd playthrough of DS3, I have just naturally less to talk about in terms of like how I feel about the game or whatever. That should cut down on the time a little bit. I do also work a day job, so it's not like I'm only doing this. This is a boss I can't really take advantage of our successive attack damage because we don't get very long, or rather it's a long time in between our attack windows. There we go, there's phase 2. Finally a stagger, my god. Big damage. There we go. Clean 7-minute long Midir fight. I don't know why that took 7 minutes, but there we are. Well, I believe it is time to go ahead and do Demon Scar, the last weapon with the last 2 bosses. Alright, and here we have our last weapon we are going to be using for this run, Demon Scar. This one is actually more special than I thought. Basically, it does 0 physical damage. It is 100% fire, which means if something resists it, we're fucked. Basically is what I mean, which is why I've saved it until now. And on top of that, we can't really take advantage of it because we don't have any. This weapon actually doubles as a catalyst, basically, for casting fire spells. In this game, there are sorceries, pyromancies, and miracles. Those are the 3. In Elden Ring, there's only the 2, the incants and sorceries. In this one, fire gets basically its entire own class, and that's what this can cast. Now, we don't actually have any, and I think it's kinda pointless, since we already do, like, all fire damage anyway. This basically acts as a spell, doing 100% fire damage. But that is something. Weapons that double as, like, catalysts, I think are really cool. So I could definitely see this being slotted into a build somewhere. Its weight is only 0.5. That's, for reference, that's like nothing. That's like how much a dagger weighs. Like, you can put this in your build. Like, it is not too heavy. But we're gonna see what a 0 physical damage looks like. Can you imagine how shitty a weapon that did 100% magic damage would be, since everything resists magic damage? I forgot to do a moveset showcase, but I mean, I cannot imagine it's gonna be insane. You not buff? Oh my god. And so it begins. Oh man. How do you just get those orbs? You didn't even cast anything. Oh, you think you can parry me, bitch? I'll parry you. Hit me, I dare you. I tried. God, it's so annoying. I hate NPC fights. Could I get a mod that just disables this boss from the game? That'd be really cool. Like, why do they do so much damage but have so much health? Like, they're a person, they're not a boss. This dude is just me. Why am I using every flask? Oh yeah, we better get more ads into this boss. That's really what we needed, was more NPCs. That's really what we needed. What if I just quit the game, honestly? Let's just get out of there. That was not it, Chief. I'm not taking a death to that. I also forgot to level up, so I'm gonna do that. In case you were wondering, here is the moveset. Very standard stuff. Our heavy attack actually doesn't exist, though, because that's what you would use to cast. So that's why it's doing that animation, is because I don't have a spell active. And then, of course, you know, Spin Slash is the weapon skill, so absolutely nothing to get excited about. Quite the opposite, actually. That's something to be very disappointed about. Fuck you. Also, this weapon apparently has a higher crit rate than normal, so that should be doing more damage than another weapon would have. More NPCs, let's go! Yes, buff my minions. Make this even more of a slog of a fight. Let's go. I hate that this is a required fight. It's so stupid. I would have rather had Bed of Chaos 2. There we go. I mean, that was way smoother than last time. It just still sucks. It's a big boo from me. Boo. I can't decide if I dislike that fight more or the one that we skipped this run with the big snowfield one. I'm not sure which one I despise more. That one has dogs in it, which kind of sucks. But I feel like the NPC isn't as annoying, so I don't know. All right, let's go level up, and then we should be good to go for the final fight. I forget, did we first try Gael last time? I don't remember. Whoops. Teleport from Firelink Shrine to Firelink Shrine. Love that. Welcome back. I don't think you can parry Gael, can you? I'm just gonna assume not. Oh shit, you put me up against a wall, Gael. God, that damage sucks. You know what? I'm not even mad. Bad damage on Gael is like actually a hidden blessing because Gael is just so fun. If there's any boss that I want to do dog shit damage on, it's this guy. Any excuse to continue fighting him. You know, it's weird that I just now have the thought, but I wonder with my successive attack bonus if it would count if I used like throwing knives or something. Would that count as keeping the damage going? Or does it have to be the weapon itself? If we die, I might go and grab like a spell or something we could use, a pyromancy. Because we have the dude at Firelink, I grabbed him just in case. I always just do, since it's not like a huge detour or anything. Honestly, a curved sword works really well against Gael. It's crazy how DS3 has two of the best final bosses in the entire franchise, their entire catalog. Like my top two final like bosses in these games are both from the same game, if you count the DLC final boss being like its own final boss. And really, if you want to get really nitpicky, if you also count the first DLC, Sister Friede is my favorite fight of all time. Technically, all three of the final bosses are like the top three bosses ever. That's kind of nuts. I should have saved a dodge. That's my bad. It's all my bad. It's my bad. It's my bad. I feel like the ring is really useful here. I'm getting a lot longer attack windows than I thought. That wasn't bad at all. The damage was kind of underwhelming, but like the amount of attacks I could do just overwhelmed them. Yeah, this is the run I've had the most like opportunity windows for damage. That was very surprising. But look at the durability it did to our weapon though. This must have 70 durability. That's pretty, I mean, yeah, it's not terrible. Shouldn't do a ton of damage. I don't think I'm gonna bother leveling all these up just to look at damage numbers, since I can just look them up anyway. Like, there's no need to like go out of my way to do it myself. Like, who cares? I trust Fexture Life to just show the correct scaling number. If there's anything they can get right, it's probably that. But I think it is time for our final ranking. I think we might as well do it in this desolate wasteland. Okay, it is time for that part of the run where we do the ranking. I have just finished. I have made one last minute change, but I think I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. This was a very tricky one to do, because what do you do with weapons that are good, but they just have to exist in the same category as sellsword twin blades? Like, that feels very mean. And I don't mean to be mean to a lot of these weapons. I would say there's maybe like one or two that I just wouldn't use. I would recommend anything else. But pretty much from like out of the 15, if you go from like, I don't know, 12 up, those are all perfectly fine and will get you through the game with no trouble. It's just a very competitive list. Now, that being said, we do have a couple losers who I think should belong at the bottom. And to start us off, the most underwhelming of them, I would say, is Painting Guardians. This thing should not be a curved sword. This should be a dagger. This thing has no range. Just horrible range. And honestly, that's kind of it. It performs about the same as the others. It's just with a category like this, like that spin move is just not going to be it. And granted, it has a different spin move than the others, but does that really matter when you're not going to be able to hit anything with it anyway? And like I said at the start, it has to be in the same category as the sellsword. Why would you ever use this over that? There is no reason. You're doing it because you have the armor set and you want to be thematic. That's literally it. That is your only reason for using this. Just go ahead and give it a pass. You also get it kind of late into the game. You get this shit in Anor Londo. Like, what? Like, at that point, you're fighting like the last of like the main bosses, you know? You get this right before Aldrich, right before you go back to Lothric. So who cares? You're over halfway through the game. Like, why bother? And then for number 14, the shuttle, whatever you want to call it. The name's on screen, you can read it. It's very underwhelming. It has pretty much zero upsides to its counterpart, the Karthus version. It does no bleed, there's no additional crit chance. You don't get it like super late or anything, but definitely later than a lot of other options. You have to buy it from patches, which means you do have to like interact with patches, which is like a negative to some. A lot of people just like to kill them. It's a very, why would you use this kind of weapon? Like, the next 3 weapons above it are just kind of replacements for this weapon, so just who cares? It looks kind of neat, but so does the Karthus version, so I don't know what to tell you. Unless you're doing a patches cosplay? I don't even think he uses this weapon, but whatever. It is a weapon in the game. Moving on. And for number 13, we're going to have what I've been calling Rotting Grew. Probably, most definitely not how you say it, but that's how I'm gonna say it. This thing is incredibly short. Its only upside is that it causes poison buildup. Hooray, poison. Incredibly niche. Not bad, especially if you use it for its intended purpose with like a whole setup with it. Apparently it works really well with Gael, so there's that. But do you know what also works really well with Gael? Sellsword Twin Blade. You know what I mean? Like, nothing can win in this category because Sellsword Twin Blade exists. It's so stupid. Cool, it causes a poison buildup. We saw it with the Demon King. It was okay. Very short. It looks kind of unique, I guess. It looks like it would give you terminal aids, like even if you look at it funny. So that's a thing. Grinding for it's like, I mean, it's one of the easier grinds, but it's grinding. You don't get it from a specific drop anywhere. You do have to kill an enemy for it. That's gonna knock a point against it also. Just makes it more of a pain to obtain. So it's like, if you really like poison builds, go for it. At best, I can say it weighs 2 pounds. That's not the heaviest thing in the world. Maybe just carry it in your back pocket, whip it out, poison someone, and then immediately switch to a better weapon. Just very I don't know. All right, at number 12, we have the Falchion. It is a very standard. I would say from this point forward, you can't really go wrong with the weapons. It's just very, very average. Attack speed is fine. Everything about it's fine. It has the kick, which is really cool. Some of the weapons like replace the kick. That's really neat. Honestly, that's about it. I think it scales fine. Most of these, if you do a sharp infusion and at a scaling, which is definitely fine. I believe you do get this one from skeleton drops, so you do have to grind for it. You don't have to do with the Sellsword Twin Blades, so there's that. Like, what do you really want me to say with most of these? It's sure is a weapon that you can use in Dark Souls 3. There's absolutely nothing special about it. Just move on. And for number 11, this was extremely close with the falchion. It could really go either way. I'm going to go ahead and put the scimitar. Pretty much, aside from sellsword, your first one you're going to really gets the job done. I think the only thing that really pushes it over the edge for me is that it does a teeny tiny bit more damage. That's about it. I think it's a little bit shorter. You don't have a kick, which kind of sucks. You have this weird swipe into backstep, which, knowing these games, probably doesn't even get you iframes. I don't know. I think it gives you a lot of poise. Just why bother? It's just do something else. Definitely not bad. That's about as high as I can put it. Okay. Coming in at number 10, just to break my heart and hurt my feelings, we're gonna go ahead and put the Dancer's Enchanted Twin Blades. It is just, man, does that bum me out to put them this low. I think from here on out, like the last 3 or last 2 were like, yeah, those are definitely good. Or not, maybe not good, just very box standard, you can use this. From here on out, I could give like an actual recommendation. I think all of these above have like genuine use cases. These are so cool. Their attack animation is different and it looks very saucy. I think I would actually rank this number 1 in terms of style points, if that means anything to you. But my main problem is for twin blade weapons, they're just really slow. I mean, we'll see in a minute when we get to the other twin blades, but I mean, look at this. This is just, it's slow. It takes a lot of stamina. The split damage is not very useful with your right-handed one being magic. Nothing gets good with magic. I wish they were like dark or something. Yeah, they do magic damage. I think it would have been cool if they did dark damage. I mean, I know that wouldn't really fit with the boss it came from, but you know what I mean? It's just having your split damage like that. Like, look at that spread, you know? 118 physical and then 93 for your elements. So it's like you're not even getting good elemental damage. It's just very... A lot of bosses, boss fights specifically, you're just not going to be able to do much with these. They're just too slow to get anything going. They want so badly to have good synergy with your 2 dex rings you're going to get, the Pontiff Eyes, but they're just slow enough to where it's stupidly greedy to go for more than just one single L1. Any more than that, and it's just not going to work out very well. I'd say they're still good outside of boss fights. It's just boss fights see a very noticeable decline in their usability just because of the speed of some of these bosses. Like, try to use this against, like, I don't know, Champion Gundyr and see what happens. It's not going to be good. Very sad I had to rank these this low. Very tragic. They look so cool. Ugh. Now it's around here in the list where I had to make some last minute changes because it is just so close. So like the next 5 or so weapons, I can kind of see them going either way. You could rearrange the next 5 and I would totally get it. But for me, I'm gonna go ahead and put number 9 as the Crescent Moon. You get these very late. Well, maybe not very late, but you have to kill Aldrich in order to get it. You have to do an entire side quest to get it. And at the end of the day, it's like kind of just a bootleg Moonlight Greatsword with no range. You know, magic, crescent, cool, you know? It could have been a bigger crescent, you know? Like, I feel like you're gonna have trouble hitting things. The skill is cool. You can kind of see the range is actually a lot more than you would think. And it can hit twice, because the slash you do does count as a hit. So you're actually, it's more advantageous to use it point blank so you can get that double damage. But I think its range is really what hurts it. And for some stupid reason, you level with Titanite scales, which are the rarest and most coveted upgrade item in the game. Normally only boss weapons upgrade with those. Why is this using them? It has no reason to. It's so dumb. I definitely don't think you would be incorrect to use this weapon, but I still think you can do better. I think if you want to use it for its special attributes, just use Moonlight Greatsword. Since it's a boss weapon, obviously is also going to take Titanite scales to upgrade. But Moonlight Greatsword just has, I mean, it's a classic. You know, it's been in every FromSoft game since before they even made Dark Souls or Demon Souls. It's been in their catalog since they made those probably super shitty first-person like dungeon crawl games. Kinda cool, but I think you got some better options out there. Alright, this weapon I had the absolute hardest time trying to place because it's just so different. And I think you already know which one I'm talking about, but for number 8, I'm going to give it to Demon's Scar because it's not really a weapon. I mean, it is, but it's like half a weapon. It does 0 physical damage, which is kind of a yikes moment because if you run into anything that's resistant to fire, you're fucked. There's just actually nothing you can do. You're gonna be doing just no damage. While as though you come to something that's like weak against fire, now you're talking. But that's just not a risk you really want to take in these games, especially if you play like me and usually just use one weapon throughout the entire playthrough. Then it's just shooting yourself in the foot. The only thing about this weapon that puts it this far is its ability to cast, which could be very useful. But the thing with that is catalysts in this game, especially the fire one, you don't like hold anything, you just kind of use your hand. So like weight isn't a problem. Like I didn't really see a need for this to exist. In a game where you already can't like dual wield like you can in the future ones, you most likely have your second hand free unless you're using a shield, right? So I feel like you could just have your cast in the other hand. And its spell buff is 180. I'm not actually sure if that's good or bad, but there's that. It looks really cool, but it's by far the latest weapon you can get. You get it from killing the first boss of the second DLC. So you gotta wait a hot minute to get this guy. Other than that, it looks cool. Its range is good to okay. Having being pure fire, I don't know. I feel like I could have put this above or below like any weapon on this list. So I kind of just slid it on in the middle at number 8. All right, and from here on out, I think these are pretty unanimously good. You will have a pretty good time using any of the weapons from here above with no real drawbacks. It's just going to be a fun time. For number 7, we have kind of a very last minute swap, and I'm going to slot in the Storm Curved Sword, which might be surprising because I thought this weapon is really good and I thought it would place higher, but it's just when you look at them side to side, I mean, there are 6 better weapons in my opinion. I think the biggest thing holding this back is the infamous boss weapon scaling. DC scaling is just so mean. Why would you do that? Like, who hurt you? Can we get an A? Can it be a DA? You know what? I'd settle for a CC. Like, you know what I mean? Like a D scaling on a boss weapon, on a Nameless King weapon. The hardest boss in the base game. The secret boss in the base game. DC. What an insult, man. On the plus side, it is very long. It looks really cool. I can't use it correctly because I respect, but its skill is really cool. I mean, you can still kind of see it there. Just imagine there's wind effects happening when I do that. I imagine it'd be really good for proccing your Pontiff eye rings. Pretty decent damage. It's just, it's the scaling. That's the only thing holding it back is its scaling. I could easily bump it up another 2 placements at least if it just had good scaling. It just doesn't. I can't put a DC scaling above this. This is just where it has to go. Still a good weapon. It just makes me sad. All right, next off, we kind of have a tie, but for the sake of definity, I'm going to put one above the other. For number 6, I'm going to put the Karthus Shotel. It's better than the normal Shotel in every way. It even looks a little cooler in my opinion. The name to fame with this one is its bleed buildup. I believe with sharp scaling, it gets an A tier, which is just what you like to see. It's a very basic weapon, but it's just gonna get the job done. You grind skeletons for it, which sucks, but I mean, can't argue with the results. It's bleed buildup on a curved sword. Like that's just gonna be good. That's what they are known for, is status buildup. And then real quickly, just to segue into number 5 to an extremely similar weapon, we have the Karthus curved sword. I put this slightly higher because it appears to have a little bit more range, but their damage output is almost exactly the same. Pretty much the same base damage, but this one has slightly better scaling since it has a little bit more in strength, which means if you two-hand it, you can boost it even more. That's really it. I mean, they're almost indistinguishable. I think this weapon looks really cool. It's like very much a sleeper hit. I like how basic but detailed it is, if that makes sense. Like I like the carvings that are on the blade. I think that looks really cool. It kind of matches my outfit actually, but it also does bleed buildup. Very much the same weapon, but you get it from a different skeleton in the same dungeon. Use these if you want a one-handed bleed buildup weapon. You want a shield in your offhand, just go for it, you know? You can't go wrong here. All right, the top 4. I think all 4 of these are excellent weapons. I think we're beyond good. We're in the great tier. I'd say all 4 of these are great weapons. There is absolutely like 0 downside from using any of these. Very, very strong, will carry you throughout the game if you let it. So, for number 4, we're going to have Warden Twin Blades. These look cool and they're twin blades, but they also do bleed damage. Now, remember how slow dancers were in comparison? I mean, look at that. So fast. Even the shitty skill spin slash is improved just because there's 2 of them. You're twice as, or maybe not twice as likely, but if you do hit something, you'll do twice as much damage. Yeah, just sharp infuse these, spam L1, get bleed procs. Just kill everything. Very, 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 very strong. Would recommend. It just kind of sucks that you have to grind for them. You can get it the way I did, which is earlier in the game, or you can wait till later where it's easier to grind. I mean, getting them at the magic area is not bad at all. Very good, very strong, very nice. You know, it's a dual wielding curved sword in DS3. Like, it's just gonna be good. Okay, and then number 3, we have a very surprising weapon for me. The follower saber. I'm gonna keep calling it saber because I'm not sure. It looks like it would be pronounced like sabre, but I'm gonna go with saber to be safe. Cool weapon, very stylish, very cool skill, good scaling, A scaling, you know. It's just a very solid pick. I think what puts it above the rest is it's just, I think, the gold standard for this weapon class. I think if you're looking for a one-handed, just basic weapon, this is what you should go for. I think it's the perfect, I think it's the improved version of like the scimitar or the falchion or the shotel, you know. I think it's very much the final evolution of that. I think its weapon skill really is something cool. I mean, like, look at that. Just very solid. I was pretty surprised by this weapon. I think it's very nice. I could have probably put this in number 2, but I have some personal bias. But I think this is definitely is a top contender and deserves to be. All right, at number 2, what I was really hoping could take the number 1 spot, but just realistically it can't. We have Pontiff Knight's curved sword. It looks so cool. So cool. It has a great skill, which I sadly can't show off because I don't have the stats for it anymore, but it's that awesome ice slash. That skill puts this weapon from mid-tier to almost the best, in my opinion. It's very fast, and with one use of it, if you use the whole combo, the first slash and then that second overhead slash, for a lot of enemies, you can get an instant freeze proc. And if you don't know all of the buffs with freeze, first of all, it's going to do a chunk of damage, like bleed would. Not as much as bleed, but it will do some damage. It will slow the enemy down, making it easier to dodge attacks. And, most importantly, the enemy will take about around 10% more damage. That's great. Like, that's just free damage you're getting from this thing, which I think is enough to maybe ignore some of the bad scaling this thing has. This thing is stuck with a DC scaling pretty much for life. It has a DD at a +0, but then from +1 all the way to +5, it's DC. The only thing you're getting through upgrades really is just its base damage, which is pretty good. It's a 214. I mean, it's that freeze, man. It's in the range you get from that skill is absurd, because it's a big slash. I think this is exactly what the Storm Curve sword needed. That one has a cool Ash of War too, but I think it really needed a freeze proc, and I think this came to answer that call, even though they were released at the same time, and you get this weapon before that weapon, but you know what I mean. This weapon just, there's Daniel and then Cooler Daniel. This is Cooler Daniel. You know what I mean? Great range, you get it pretty early, just send a Grey Rat on one scouting mission and it's yours. Or, alternatively, you could just wait till you get to Boreal Valley and grind for it. So you can both grind for it or just straight up buy it earlier. So, great deal. I was really hoping this could pull in the dub, but unfortunately, the most predictable thing of all time happened, which leads me to number 1. Tragically, and to 0 people's surprise, Sellsword Twin Blades. It's so stupid. They look boring, they play boring, they're the best weapon in the game. What can I even tell you about this weapon that hasn't been observed? Do you remember the damage I did against the princes? You just do that against every enemy in the game. Oh, they're resistant to slash damage? Doesn't matter. Just hit L1 and win the game. Nothing will stand in your way. This is a Dragon Slayer, this is a Boss Slayer, this is a Mob Slayer. It works perfectly with both Pontiff Rings, because you're hitting with both weapons in the same way that you would with Warden Twin Blades, for example. You don't get the bleed proc, but you get the L1 spam. It will just slightly out DPS it. In the absolute most insulting part of all of it, it is a starting weapon. You can begin the game with this, which is stupid. Even if you don't, just pick it up at Crucifixion Woods, Farron Woods. It's like in the in-between spot between both of those places. You just don't have any reason to not pick it up. If it's your first playthrough in the game, grab it. It's extremely simple. It is an L1 button simulator. That is the only button you will ever use. Don't bother with the slash. It's a little better because there's 2 of them, but it's a shitty skill. Just don't even bother. Sharpen, fuse it, fully level it. You've already beaten the game. In the time it took me to describe this weapon to you, you've already started the game and finished it. Nothing can stop this thing. It's an absolute beast. And with all of that said, I believe it is time to put an end to this playthrough. It's been fun. It's been very sporadic on my part. I started this playthrough on a Sunday, and I'm finishing it on the next Tuesday. It has taken over a week for me to play it. I'm sorry. This video is definitely going to be late. Just life kind of got in the way. I have a job, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a very, very consistent weapon class. Good fun. Honestly, I'd give it a recommend for a first time. Either this or a greatsword. I think that both of those cover pretty much all the ground you want, both good in different ways. Pick up a Sellsword Twin Blades when you have a chance. There's nothing it can't do. Let's go ahead and link the fire. Man, this game's so good. Oh man, the fire isn't strong enough to reset the world again. Man, I really thought the Warden Twin Blades were our strongest contender for a minute, but I think the bleed damage just barely isn't enough to push it over the edge for me. I think the Sellsword just out DPS it. Maybe in some boss fights that are actively weak to bleed, it could outperform, but you just don't get... It's not like Elden Ring bleed, if you're confused by that, there is a difference between the two. Elden Ring Bleed, even post-nerf, I think is still stronger. It's going to do more damage. Elden Ring Bleed just gives you so many passive buffs with other talismans in that game, like Lord of Blood Talisman, you know, that kind of thing, to where it doesn't really get as much benefit here. It's not like Frost in this game, where you also get these other benefits with it. And then for the Follower Saber, I think it's just a very strong weapon. It's very much the perfect weapon to have like a parry shield or the stamina shield with. Good damage, all that. But with that being said, thank you for joining me. It's been fun. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Maybe I missed something with the others and there's a secret best curved sword, although I doubt it. It's Sellsword Twin Blades. It's famously Sellsword Twin Blades, but maybe I overlooked like an aspect. Maybe something lower on the list has like an infusion that actually makes it really good. Like, oh yeah, if you infuse it with dark, it has like a insane scaling or something, you know? I feel like the Demon Scar could have gone anywhere. I probably used that wrong. But yeah, just let me know. Thank you for watching this far. If you have, even if you clicked off, I hope that spiritually, whatever, you can feel my thank you for clicking on the video in the first place. It was very kind of you, giving a very small channel like mine a look. That's very sweet. And for next time, I think I'll see you back in Elden Ring. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, have a good morning, afternoon, noon, evening, night, whatever you're having. Just have a good one, and I'll see you later.